All right, my friends, let's get our feds in the gates.
God, Jesus.
Well, I thought I was on mute.
You weren't on mute. It's a fine. That's a $5 fine from now on.
I like that.
Those who don't know what's going on, MP just coughed his soul into the
Just let
microphone.
it. Just let it go.
It was like a totally clearing your throat into the mic. So sorry, guys.
Alarm clock.
$5 will go into the annoying jar.
The $5 fine. What's up, everybody? Welcome to TopstepTV. Welcome to Fast Markets. We got our all-star cast. Ooh, John going with the dead shirt. Is that a Grateful Dead shirt, John? Looking really cool. Very cool. Michael up there. Of course, Mark is talking with Dita Star from it. Deanna, how is everybody? Deanna, how are you doing today?
Andre.
Bird's Nest. Very cool.
Best wings in Chicago. There's my plug. And I had to buy the shirt. Yes.
All right. Deanna, welcome. How are we doing? How are we doing in London today?
Doing all right. Didn't trade that much. I had like one DAX trade, and that was pretty much it. So yeah, looking forward to see what this session brings. I'm not going to rush. I can see that gold opened inside values, so that means sit on my hands until the day develops a little bit more, and then maybe in about an hour or so, we're going to see where we are.
All right. Opening bell here coming up. Michael, let's trade first 20 minutes here. I'm looking at levels. We got a bunch of levels we're looking at that were submitted to us from viewers, live funded traders, chat, all of the above.
We are open.
Let's go. Johnny,
open.
Do your thing. Michael, do your thing. Deanna, do your thing.
Yeah, we guys, daily levels at the very top. Those are the ones that we are looking at. Topstep's daily levels. Now, Topstep's daily levels is one person's or one company's or one entity's opinion. We also like others to share their levels and the why behind it. We have some of these as well. Levels are important areas, significant areas that the market responded to, or maybe set up to, or maybe it's a technical play set up, all that kind of stuff. So that being said, we share levels here, but the house account collects the best of the best traders' levels and looks to make a play off of them in the house account. And we'll be needing your help today to do that.
Yes, we will.
So we're starting to see a little sell-off here in NASDAQ. S&P's Dow talks to sell, but bounce right back. Gold, looking to move to the upside here. Remember yesterday, vicious sell-off on the open there, just to see the buyers come back in right thereafter. It was very volatile. See profit, take profit kind of day.
What's the headlines going on right now overseas?
Not seeing much yet. Eddie will keep us in tune with that, as he is plugged in, locked and loaded on that. I haven't seen much.
Yeah, there's not a lot of economic information due out today. Crude inventories. There is a 20-year bond auction at noon, and then the beige book at 1.
Okay. 17,918 is yesterday's value area high. We're trading 17,930, 40 now.
17,918.
What levels do we have at S&P and NASDAQ from our...
Oh boy, we got a buckshot across a bunch of these levels here. I'm still gathering them right now. Let's just trade this open. I'll see if we approach anything as we get closer to them. We got obviously 18. I'm seeing 18,000 a lot here. Seeing some longs. If we get above 18,000 even NASDAQ, if we get, take a move to the upside here, get long with that momentum.
Yeah.
Short.
Here's what I'm seeing in the NASDAQ, Michael. On this platform, value area high from yesterday is 17,929. The opening range broke to the downside, but it's showing, it's not really showing, it's a little early to do this, but it's not really showing acceptance of value from yesterday. Again, that level, like 17,929. If we start to show signs of acceptance in it, we may see a pullback to the low value from yesterday, 17,861. But we also did the same thing. We did something similar, I should say, in the S&Ps. Okay, we took out the low of the opening range, but we weren't able to get to the value high in the S&Ps, 5108 half. If we start to look like we're growing legs to the upside, it may be a worthwhile opportunity to look for a potential long, as long as we don't accept inside value in the S&P or in the NASDAQ. I'll be keeping an eye on that.
Potential long, if it does what and where?
Well, if the Nasdaq holds above, let's say 17,929, if it holds above that, I think it's a long. And if it holds above 5108 half in the S&Ps, if it holds above that, then I'm thinking long. You know, you got to remember there is a natural bid to these markets, right? To these equities markets. And if there's no new bad news, it wouldn't surprise me for these things just to kind of start to grind back to the upside. 1800 is weekly kickoff low in the Nasdaq. That would be a good visual target. And then we've got in the S&Ps there was a week low at 51.24, and I see somebody's got 51.25 on their sheet here. On the house account sheet, I saw it here. So somebody is looking at that level. If we break above that level, we could. I think it's Nick T, and he's like, if we get above 51.25, he likes the long.
Yeah, a lot of levels provided us were to the long side, Michael, to the upside. If we can get closer to 18,000 in the Nasdaq, like in longs,
there's no level. There's nothing down here though in the 17, 9, 30s, 29s, 20s.
Few and far between.
900s.
I mean, the sample size is pretty good right now. So nothing. There's a few.
Who has anything down here or around here? And you have names, right, guys? We pinged our live funded traders. We're gonna start pinging them and get them to. All they have to do is just fill out a little thing before each morning, a little form before each morning, tell us the levels. And we'll make their life great if we use their levels.
Yeah, we weren't able to hold that level, Michael, at 17,929, 930 in the Nasdaq. So we're looking short here. Still no acceptance in value in the S&P though. It traded right to value high. That level was 5108 half. But Nasdaq is leaking into the TPO value area from yesterday. If it rejects, then we're back to longs. I'm not looking low. I'm not looking short in the S&Ps here yet, even though the opening range is the high of the day.
A lot of our traders trades to the long side here.
Yeah, value high can be a good reversal area as well. It's a high probability reversal. So 5108 in ES would be the only place where I would look for a reversal price action. And because it's ES, we could probably wait for a 15-minute chart to show us the way. And then if we get like a bullish engulfing, we can try along, which would be congruent with the open sentiment and with the rejection of the value high, reversal at value high. But apart from that, I'm not seeing anything else. There is a low volume node, FVG, single prints, whatever you want to call it, higher up in ES. And I think this is why Nick T was saying if it holds above 51.25, that would be a long, because it means we are chewing through the single prints that were left behind on the big drop that we had a couple of days ago.
If you want to go on my chart, you can see it on the TPO charts right here. So this is the area that D is talking about, and probably Nick is talking about too. So from 51.27, there's a fair value gap, single TPOs, whatever you want to call it, all the way up to 51.53 and a half. So if we get into this, we start chewing up these single TPOs like Pac-Man, then we may see that market, this market come and take out that fair value gap, single TPOs, whatever that area, whatever you want to call it. There's a million ways to call those things, right?
Yeah. But it's all the same thing. It were quick moves that took the price to new levels relentlessly. That's what single prints are.
NQ, 18,000.
Yeah, they're looking for some fall through the upside. Seems to be a lot of consensus around that brown number, which makes sense.
All right, guys.
Right now we're in the middle.
Let's get your consensus poll. Check it out, guys. What do you think?
Hold about $1.50 off the highs for the day here. Take a look at tilt. 84% long gold, 72% long YM. Boy, YM gets the heavy tilts. Like we're talking, John, smaller sample size gets those heavier tilts, heavier leans.
Yes. Yep. Sure, that's what it is.
I think you nailed it spot on.
Mm-hmm.
All right, really quick. I did hear you guys talking about in the opening call, but for those that weren't joining us then, who are joining us now for Fast Markets, Eddie, what do we got for econ numbers today? Looks kind of light from what I'm
Got
seeing.
the economic numbers coming up here in a 51 minutes. We've got our crude oil inventories. They're looking at 1.6. Prior was 5.8. So we're going to be seeing a big difference here. Crude traders, just be aware if you're getting close to that number. I will remind you, scrolling down here, we do have our 20-year bond auction at high noon. Remember, these are central times, 12 o'clock. Also, we do have our beige book. Johnny was talking about that earlier at 1 o'clock. And then we've got some other festivities here coming up at around 3, U.S. foreign buying, overall net capital, and the TIC numbers. So there you have it for today.
Thanks.
Like we said, not too much, but back to you, Andre.
Awesome. Thank you. Well, it's a big day here at TopstepTV. As you know, it's a bell-to-bell day, so you got to stay tuned throughout the day, fill out the forms, and get your reset. It'll be happening various times throughout the day, so stay tuned. But you know we make you whole. It's a token of our appreciation for cracking 80,000 subscribers. While we're at it, please click subscribe, like. You know the drill. We really appreciate it. All right, Dow's to move to the upside here. While S&Ps and NASDAQ are kind of lagging behind right now. It's still very, very early. As you know, those three have to get things sorted out before they start trading, behaving properly, if you will. Deanna, what are we trading today, Deanna? Have you gone back to crude, or is it palladium?
No.
Where are we? RBOB?
No. So crude is still not quite liquid enough. It's still locked up on most days in about 100 tick range. So I'm still waiting for that to climb back up. I'm focusing more on gold, which has been moving great. I might even have a look at platinum because it's a similar product. RBOB, we still don't have in Topstep, so not that much point looking at it right now. But yeah, so that's gonna come whenever it comes. So then we're gonna use that instead of crude oil. But for now, it's probably mainly gold. That's what's
All right, Michael. Michael, we got nice little consensus here in the chat as well. NQ 18,000, long potential breakout or short potential reversal. 57% say long, 24% say short, 19% say no trade. So definitely the consensus I'm gathering. John, you can, Deanna, I'd like to hear your opinions, but it's kind of take a long if we can break through 18,000 in the upside. Seems like a little momentum trade if we can get that going here. But that kind of seems to be the setup here if we're thinking house account trade. Now, if we see a pullback, we'll start reassessing some levels down below, but that kind of seems like the trade setup for the time being, Michael. We'll see.
Okay. John, I'm playing your 29s personally. I just got short 29s. And I got out.
Nice.
But here's the problem. I got short on it the first time there, and it stopped me out. So needless to say, I'm down $180, but I was down 600. So now I got back into that 29 play. The 29 play that John just talked about, guys, was 17,929. It went through it. Michael got in fairly early. It then ripped back above it. It then thought about it, and now it's back below 29.
Yeah. Did you just refer to yourself in the third person?
I figured if I could talk
Did you
like
just
that,
refer to yourself in the third person?
people might pay attention.
Wow.
Or at least have an opinion.
Bell to bell day.
Guys. Bell to fool himself.
Wow, baby.
Michael loves
All right, well, Michael made
day.
a trade there, and Andre's going to tell you about the markets going on around it right now. Andre sees that gold is upticking here to the upside at 2408.
It's easy. It's cleaner to follow, I think, when you talk like that.
I like that. Okay.
Okay, we're back at the 29. So just an interesting area because each time we've gone below the 30s, it's gotten really loose, but then it's firmed up each time.
Yes,
it's just twice now. But below the 30s, above it, it tries to firm up and catch a bid. Hasn't done that yet. As you can tell, we're in sideways action just by looking at anything. You want to look at my 5-minute? There you go, sideways.
Yeah, Michael, that was a really good out. That was basically VWAP is where you got out.
Is that where it was?
Yes, he did.
I was looking for 10 points. Yeah, this is 30-minute. I would say since tax day. 2 days ago.
Yeah.
We've just been quiet.
Yeah, right. I wonder if that has anything to do with it. People
Quiet
took their
and
money
we
out.
gotta-
All right.
Yeah.
Dow's seeing some buyers here.
Yeah,
Dow
so we
pushing new
have a
highs.
potential reversal in ES happening right now on a 5-minute chart. And if that stays, that might be a course to front run that single print chew up. But we do need a fairly nice reversal that doesn't have selling wicks.
Man, D, I don't know where you see the value high from the S&Ps yesterday, 5108 half. Our low is
Yeah.
5809, 5109.
That's exactly where it is.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. And another thing, there's the overnight VWAP on ES around there as well. So there's a couple of confluences. So 2 confluences, strong probability levels, price action reversal. That's usually how I like to do things. But if we get selling wicks, I'm not going to be pretty happy. And then you basically go up to a 15-minute chart and wait for the same thing. And then if you don't get it, you can maybe flip for the next hypo. But for now, I mean, to me, this is looking pretty long. It's looking like it's rejecting the value high.
Mm-hmm.
All right, just getting up some more levels here, Mike. Looks like everyone's leaning long here. But then D just said it could be a possible reversal up here in the S&Ps. So we will see how that goes. Gold pushing higher, 2410.
If we try this in ES, I reckon we're probably going to need like about a 9.5 point stop.
Okay. Oh, I like
because
this.
that's how wide the reversal is. So we can't really go against that.
From where to where, Andre? Or are we talking about the S&Ps?
Yeah, I'm talking about S&Ps. It's just easier for me to read at this time of day. Slightly less crazy.
A lot of folks are thinking to the long side, bias-wise. These are the funded traders we have. So,
yeah.
Gold pushing
There
higher.
is consensus.
Yes, there is. 5125 upside.
Because if we put the stop below this whole structure of the initial balance low, and then give it a little bit of room, so 5106, let's say for a stop, that's inside the value area. So if that gets touched, the long side hypo would be invalidated. But if we stay where we are, then we have some room. So that's my take on it. John, what do you reckon?
Yeah.
So if you wanted to summarize your take real quick as far as entry and general idea, what is it?
We open above value. That's bullish. We open in the vicinity of the value high area. Value high has a confluence with overnight VWAP, exactly at initial balance low. So we have a reversal on a 5-minute chart, which is, it's a decent reversal. It's kind of like a morning star pattern. They tried to go lower, for now they failed. There is a little bit of an overhead supply where we started from, but if we maybe just track that through an OODA loop just to see whether that breaks, this would be a great trade to fade the move that we had from a couple of days ago. And then we have consensus with what Nick T is saying, with what Hogue is saying, what I'm saying. So yeah, I reckon maybe we can try this on maybe a 10-point stop just to give it some room.
Andre, summarize, or Hogue, sorry. Hogue, go with yours. Then Andre, what's the formulated opinion thus far?
Well, we just took out the high of the opening range in the S&P. Is not so in the NASDAQ. NASDAQ is still flirting with value acceptance from yesterday, where the S&P is mainly as rejection of value from yesterday.
I would be inclined to go with ES though, because it's a thicker market. It's tougher to move.
It is.
And NASDAQ likes to do these weird plays where it's like up and down. Woo, we're having a party, and then it makes up its mind. It's like, really? But ES is like, once it turns around, it just makes its decision. It can be pretty directional. Everybody's saying long, so and then if we're wrong, it's going to accept value anyways. So then that's a completely different hypo, and then everybody's wrong.
Right. And then we can go the other way. Maybe.
Yeah.
So
You guys
we're
okay,
we're
go
looking
ahead.
at a short.
Yeah.
We're still looking for a test above what price here? 5120, 5124 in the S&Ps for possibly take a short. Then D, am I following correctly?
No, no,
Throwing
no, no,
out
no. Along. No,
long
not
to the
short,
upside.
please.
Okay, very good. So that's the consensus,
Yeah.
Michael. I would agree. Yes, that's what we're seeing on the sheet we got from
Okay,
D and
20.
from Hope.
We're
Along to the upside
we're
here.
watching.
We gotta run through it.
Okay, so the
Well,
20 areas in the S&P 5120s, because you guys had a lot of folks, a lot of funded traders
Okay.
give feedback on being biased to the long side, and then we're liking it in start to like it more around the 5120s breakout.
yeah, that's overnight high
Yeah.
is 51 20 half. Overnight high. We got to take that out if we're going anywhere.
Yep. Everything that's been submitted to us.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd say 75% of the submissions to us, 65% of the submissions to us were to the long side with levels. A lot of them NASDAQ, not so much ES, but I think the thought is similar between the two in terms of trade ideas with levels. So, all right, we got that locked in. Obviously, anything can happen. John's like saying anything can and will happen.
ECH.
ACH, yesterday's highs was 51.2325. So there's kind of a level-ish right there. Zone, Michael, between 20s and 25s. To upside. S&P's 18,000 upside, NASDAQ. Granted, we're not there yet. We're in the middle, so we're going to be patient and wait.
Yeah, this whole time, guys, when we've been talking, it's been fiddling in the middle. Now you could say, well, it's not now. Yeah, you're right. It's actually making a bit of a move, a pullback.
Yeah.
But it's still fiddling in the middle. If you look at if you're on some tick chart or 1 minute thing, then no. But if you kind of zoom out a little bit, time frame wise, 5 minute even, you're gonna still see it.
Yeah.
In the middle.
We were unable to take out the overnight high or even approach yesterday's session high. NASDAQ is just ripping through that value area now.
John, you're 29s and 30s. It's that was slippery below it.
Yeah.
Try to stay firm above it.
Yeah.
We're still showing a little slipperiness. So, guys, that was in the NASDAQ. John shared a 17,929 level. He explained it. And then the market's has a
We'll wait
different
to see.
state below it than it does above it. It's been
Gold
a little
pushing.
more volatile.
Value
What's
low,
happening in
Michael,
gold, Andre?
just FYI, 17,861. 17,861 would be a full value range move.
17,861 is a full value 61.
Yeah, so
Okay.
here it is on my
Yeah,
profile here.
857 is yesterday's value area low. You may have 61.
Yeah,
daily.
they sometimes they're a little bit different on different platforms, but it's more
that's
like
fine.
a zone, like everybody says. These aren't finite levels; they're zones. So this is value low from yesterday. Is on this platform 17,861. If your platform is 870 or 855, well, it's close enough. It's a zone, and it looks like it's heading right there now. Value low from last night's session is right here. 17,878. S&P is now creeping into value from yesterday. Just took a little look down there. You know what? I'm gonna see if this.
You like it?
Dang it, man! It got away from me.
What are you looking at?
I'm looking at a long. We've got US leaning higher. We've got value possible rejection in the S&Ps. I can limit the risk on this. I'm just going to get in back with it.
5106.
5106 view app.
If it doesn't
Through
hold,
the
I'll
view
get out.
app on
NASDAQ.
through the view app on the NAS
Yep.
crack.
Yeah. NASDAQ is the
But
weaker of the two right now.
that thing's been known to go through it like butter and pop right back. S&P does a little touch and go sometimes.
Yeah, it does. S&P reacts nicely to it.
Yeah.
I could be crazy, but I'm just going to take this, and we've got one on. We got to fish on, guys and girls.
Fish on.
Fish on.
Gotta
Light and
catch a
tight,
fish
just
before
the one
Michael.
lot.
Okay, where is the weekly kickoff low is 5103.
Yes.
We already tested that this week.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We've been centered around it all week.
We've been riding the pine on it. Andre knows
Yes, we
about
have.
that one as the sixth
I don't
man on
know.
the team.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. Starter.
13th man.
Starter.
Nope.
Starter.
Yep.
Starter
Suggesting
cleaning up the locker rooms after the game.
The jock straps.
Oh,
Well, John, somebody's got to clean that.
Someone's got to clean it up.
Somebody's got to do it.
MP, you were wide receiver 1, right, at Iowa State?
Oh, come on, Jack. I didn't think you'd go there.
I've
I
never
remember the
looked into it.
coach.
I just assumed you were.
Yeah.
Just
I remember getting bumped. I remember getting bumped from 3rd string to 4th string because I had to go to my sister's wedding. He's like, if you go, you're missing, some practice, you're missing this and that. And he's like, so-and-so and so-and-so I'm going to put him in front of you. I'm like, pretty much like, Coach, I'm done with this anyway. I lasted a semester. Then I joined a fraternity and became social chair.
that means you bought the beer, right?
They gave me a checkbook, and I would go buy. I actually made the fraternity money because I'd go buy fire sale alcohol. That was all on sale, and then we would lock it in. I would lock it in. I'd go buy it by the pallet loads, lock it in a room, and then sell it throughout the semester or month
Always
or
an
whatever.
entrepreneur. Always an entrepreneur.
Yeah, I mean, save people the trips, John. I was thinking about their safety. They want to go 2 a.m. to get more than down in the basement. Give me $20.
Of course.
Turned that fraternity around.
Yeah. In Hoke, eh? In Hoke.
In Hoke, baby.
Yeah. Well, Dow's the only thing catching a staying bid here. Dow's staying bid. Nasdaq's selling beneath VWAP. Which gold pulling back a little bit. Crude just going sideways. Hello.
S&P is pulling back out of value from yesterday, so we're sitting in a 3-point profit right now.
Yep, gold trading 2407, high 2411. Well, let's keep an eye on that. It seems to be what moves first. If we do catch a headline, we'll see gold and oil pop. Eventually, if if it rallies hard enough, the equities will sell off a little bit. We haven't seen that just yet.
Dow.
Yeah, Dow's staying very strong.
Opening in range and in value. Opening range is the low of the session, leaving the range, leaving value, leaving the range. Where could this thing go?
Oh, Rusty, you were in Hoke from Texas. In Hoke from Aspen right now. I was in Iowa State, Sigma Chi. Got a beta in here. Anybody in here in a fraternity? Anybody in here buy their friends? That was always a big joke. You're just buying your friends. You're in a fraternity. Yeah, I'm like, no, it's not. Actually, it's cheaper. Actually, Iowa State was $100 less a semester to live in the dorms, to live in a fraternity versus the dorms. They had a big Greek system. So we're going to make it $100. So you can tell mom and dad it's actually cheaper to live in a fraternity. I don't know if it's better. It's cheaper. So a big Greek system. Cobra Kai.
Cobra Kai.
Chico State. Nice. Seg.
Got a lot of them in here, huh?
SAEs and SEGs and Sigma. These are all ATOs. These are big ones.
Carbondale.
Big name ones.
More sellers than NASDAQ.
Down to VWAP.
Okay.
S&Ps, yeah.
69% short, 70% short, 72% short in the NASDAQ on tilt right now.
NASDAQ definitely rolled over.
Yeah, it's heading towards value low. The S&Ps are hanging in there.
They are.
17,861 value low from yesterday in the Nasdaq.
You got 5106 quarters value area high from yesterday, right?
51.
I got it on the Topstep daily levels.
Yep, 06 quarter.
On my platform, it's 5108 half.
Same.
It's a good range.
Yeah,
Yep.
pretty much, right? Everything's a zone.
VWAP's 5107.
Everything's a zone.
There you go. So you got three.
Yeah.
You got three levels right there. VWAP, Topstep levels.
Technically,
John's
I don't
level.
like going. There you go. Yeah, you're right, Andre. I don't like when people give me levels in the Nasdaq. It's just a personal preference that are in the ticks. Don't say quarter. Don't say half. Don't say 75. Just say, because it's just like, 85, 17,885 or 17,886, because it's like that market is so thin. I mean, it's thin enough that it's just going to rip through it anyway. And
Handles only.
handles only. Points only, guys. Those that don't know, handles are points. Points are handles. That's what we call it.
Yep, still in the middle of the range.
In the equities, it's 4 ticks as a handle. Like
4 ticks as a
5109
handle,
to
correct.
5110.
So you're talking $50. $50. $50. Hey,
$50.
JD, what's $50 in Cicero?
That's what they say. It's Cicero, right? That's what they say.
Philadelphia, it's $50.
Selling his watch. Nobody wants your drugs here, Louis. Wasn't that Trading Places?
Yes. Yeah.
Winthorpe. Wasn't it? No, what was his last name? Winthorpe?
Winthorpe, yes. Yes, Lewis Winthorpe. Oh, I'm glad your parents aren't here to see this.
All his country club friends disown him like in one day.
Yep. All right, here we go. Back to VWAP. Through VWAP. Stopped out. Down $200.
I want it, I need it, and I'm gonna have it.
What's up? What's up?
Yes. Guess what?
Wow.
It is time. Yes, it is time for our first bell to bell.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, shoot.
Let's go. Here we go.
All right.
It's
As
time,
Danielle
baby.
has posted the link there. There is our link for our first check-in. You got 15 minutes on this one to fill that out. This is going to be our first check-in of the day. Remember, you got to do 3 check-ins in order to get that code for the reset. So if you can, hit that link that Danielle, and we just pinned it up top in the chat. And here we go. Let's make it happen.
Man. Bell to
Let's
bell
do
day.
this.
Bell to bell day. Our
Call your
favorite days around
friends. Tell your friends. Yes,
Yeah.
it
here.
is.
Days around
Andre.
here. It's our favorite.
Tell
day.
your friends. Tell your loved ones.
Your
Your
neighbors.
friends, your family, your enemy, your enemy's friends. Tell the guy who's living out in a cardboard box in the alley. Tell everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Have I got a deal for you?
Next 15 minutes, that
Here we
form,
go.
13 minutes, that bell to bell check-in. We'll be pinned to the top of the chat. In the meantime, we're seeing sellers in NASDAQ. Dow as well.
What levels?
Yeah,
Is there any levels down here that our guys gave us, Andre?
S&Ps, actually, we're kind of right at it right now with the 5106, 07, 08 area for a long. Not seeing my Dow area levels.
They like-
NASDAQ, we got
they
some more
liked
room
it?
to go to the downside in the NASDAQ before some more levels come into play here. We're gonna get
What
down
did you
to
say
800.
about longs? Yeah, sorry, I'm kind of moving on this quickly because it's trading at the 5106s. You said the S&P. We had some levels down here. I know John had
This
his
value
levels.
area high. Yeah, we're at value area high right now.
Weekly kickoff low. We just touched it.
Yep, we just touched it.
VWAP as well, 5107. So those are the 3 I think we're talking about.
Is any traders in the? You guys like it in the chat as a long or short? 30 minutes from now, right now. If you were to hold the trade for 30 minutes, Would you get long right here or short right here? If you're gonna hold, if you're gonna put on a trade, if it's gonna be a 30-minute, whatever, a good mover, which you're gonna say 30-minute or an hour trade.
Well, you put
Would
the
you get
disco
long or
light
short
on
right
back
here?
there. I just noticed that.
It's not. It's the cops.
NASDAQ just completed value area special situation. It traded down to
Long,
17.
long.
One value low.
Short. Okay, we need a
Short,
poll
short.
because I can't follow this.
We did the poll earlier. It was definitely to the long side. That was at 18,000. That was NASDAQ. We're talking S&Ps. We got
That was
to
18,000.
regather. Dow coming straight down to VWAP here. VWAP at 38,145 to the tick.
Right back
Gold
in
seeing
the
some
opening
sellers
range.
as well. Heavy sellers. S&Ps.
Right back.
Poll.
What's up with crude? Oh,
Yeah.
crude rolled, didn't it? What's front month in crude? Is it M or K?
On Topstep X, it's still May, but there is a little bit more volume in June. Tomorrow on Topstep X, it will certainly be June.
Thank you, John.
Robert, put a poll in there. Get long or short right here if you're looking to exit in an hour. What would you get, long or short, if you're going to exit in an hour from now? I mean, it's definitely not finding a floor or not finding a bid here. This is
No.
now it's at
D,
the
what do you
50.98.
D, what do you think?
I don't have any levels here for ES, so I'm just looking at gold. It's floating around the initial balance high,
Mm-hmm.
and if it gets some buyers in, I might want to try a long there because this is starting to smell of maybe a risk off. Equities down, gold up.
Did you think I was crazy taking that long in the S&Ps?
No, it was value high. So the only thing there is that we had reference points a bit higher up because of how the market structure was. So it was a bit risky because at that point it can go either way. So value high kind of becomes your decision point line in the sand.
Yeah, I mean,
It wasn't crazy. I just want to see a slightly better reversal before I
Yeah, me too.
go in. Yeah.
Well, John, you actually you got the 29s was a pivotal area for NASDAQ. I mean, they're going hand in hand today. So S&P and NASDAQ. So below that got slippery and it stayed slippery. Tried to firm up one time. So I don't know. Sometimes I do the exact same thing where you go from that thought. If it's below it, then it's still, a short play. But then when it extends it, then you get a little. I think it's extended it enough. But
I mean, if I was going to buy anything, it had to be the S&P because I don't trade the Dow. But right now, the Dow still has the opening range as the low of the session. The low of the session, low of the opening range in the Dow is 38,105. 38,105. So it came pretty close to that. That would have been a cheap long. Dolby, I'm hoping you took that because right now it's looking pretty good. Here's what I'm looking at. If we can see it here. So here's the opening range. The first minute of the day in the Dow remains the low of the session. It opened in range and in value close to the point of control from yesterday. Point of control 13,102. Took out the high from yesterday, came all the way back into the opening range. Buyers were here this morning. Are they still there today? Are they still there now? Is the question. But when it comes that close to the extreme of the range, it's cheap. It's a cheap trade. Even if it doesn't work, it doesn't cost a lot. And that's what I was thinking with the S&P. If we were going to reject value, get long, right at value high from yesterday. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't cost a lot. Cheap trades.
Cheap trades.
Cheap trades.
Nothing on tilt, Michael. You stick with the personal for now. A lot of time left for a house account.
Well, the house account, we've gotten our levels, so we roughly know, unless something new pops in here, what the play is or what levels there are. And
we're in the middle right now.
Getting that. I don't have the
5100s,
doc in
John.
front of me, but you
Oh, you
you
gotta
don't
see
have
this doc.
anything, and
Yeah,
you don't
gotta
have
see this
anything
doc.
below.
A lot of levels are to
share
the
it with
long
me.
side. I'll start digging around the shorts here.
So
It's not really shorts. It's just levels down here, because this could be a place where it firms up. If tilt goes super one direction, if John's delta or in other thing, if there's a pattern forming, if all that's starting to happen around a level that we have down here,
yeah,
that'd be good to know.
you know, it may take to get to some sort of congruency or confluence in that. But look at the range. NASDAQ opening range, the high of the day. Dow opening range, the low of the day. This is yesterday's range. We've got an inside day started here.
Mm-hmm.
So the extremes for opportunities to limit risk. No trading in the middle. We are range bound today. Range bound. Yeah, I think the S&P looks the same. Here's the S&P. Yesterday's up here, 51.23, whatever, 51, 50.78 down to the downside. We're inside yesterday's range. It is a range day. We got to stay patient. You know, I'm all for waiting for that first, for the to establish itself and focus on those extremes for opportunities. Either we're going to stay in it or we're going to break out of it too.
Yeah.
I'm going to try a long on gold here.
All right.
So it's only going to be a very small one. There's still a lot of risk events that could just plow onto the wires and put a wrench in the works. And I really don't want to dig a hole. So I'm only going to do 3 micros here, but I am looking at an initial balance reversal. So we effectively had a successful auction above the initial balance, tested the initial balance high, and it seems to be a little bit of interest here around the initial balance high. So if we stay above it, then this could be a front-running trade for the value rejection. And I mean, this market has been very strong to the upside recently, so I kind of don't want to fight that. But yeah, it's only going to be like 150 bucks risk. So yeah, so let's try that. So that's 3 micros
Cheap.
at 24.072. And I am using a slightly bigger stop loss as well because the ranges are insane. And my method calls for the scalability of the stop losses to match the range. So 472.
You gotta
There we go.
bigger.
Right. So now the invalidation point would be if this goes back into the initial balance. And that's kind of where my stop loss is at 24.086. So if that doesn't work, we'll be out. But again, it's cheap. So it's fine.
All right, open makes a ton. You got a fish
Well,
on
I'm only
yet?
looking for it to make about 500. So
Oh, that's
so
good.
yeah, I am looking for more ticks rather than aiming for a tiny little scalp. So I just want to let it play out. I'm giving myself time. Yesterday on Marcus Talking with D, we talked about desensitizing the position to massive ranges. So this is one way to do it. Now we have micros. Use them, especially on this week. This is probably a black swan week still.
Mm-hmm.
This is not the week to be sizing up because we can literally get news out of the Middle East any point, and then it all just gets crazy, and it's just going to whack you across your face with slippage. So you don't want to be in with like massive sizes, and you want to give yourself time and room to react to whatever's coming out, rather than using tiny little stop losses and then going smack, and you're like, okay, did it lost a little bit?
All right, it's getting slippery.
Yeah, it is. Dow taking a
It
look
is,
downside.
yeah.
S&Ps
This is
and NASDAQ all
This is what I
selling off
said.
here.
It smells of risk off, guys. So just be very careful.
Yes, it does.
You got a good nose.
Oh, dogs.
Let's see here.
You told me.
Nick T with the blue name. What's up, Nick T? I like that call. Selling 875s in the NASDAQ. We did retest and this saw a move to the downside from there. Nice call there, Nick T.
Nice call.
What Nick T say?
You like the retest of 875 taking a short. So if you look at the 5 minute, we did pretty much that. Popped up to 875s, and we just took a nosedive off of that. Now trading 828s, 829s in the NASDAQ.
Traded down to yesterday's low now in the NASDAQ. Almost to the tick. And that opening range remains the high of the day in the NASDAQ. Both sides in the S&Ps. Dow just took out the low of the initial balance. Can't sell it yet here, can we, Andre? It's got to be below yesterday.
Yesterday's lows. What are yesterday's lows? I got 75s.
Yes, low, right, regular trading hour session in S&Ps 50, 78, 875.
Yeah. Yep, just got a little bit to go.
In the NASDAQ, we're there. We just got yesterday's low in the NASDAQ at 17,818. 819 is the low for the day so far in the S&P. So within a couple of ticks of it.
Okay.
We'll let the initial balance establish and then work the extremes. Our value rejection didn't work. That's all right. Michael, you caught a good short off that value high from yesterday in the NASDAQ, right?
Yeah.
I just noticed you have your siren light on. What are those called? What do they say?
Yep.
What is it? A siren light?
Disco. What was it? Your disco buzz?
Well, guys, that's
disco.
What is
that.
that?
Why is that? Why is
Why?
that? Why is that?
Well,
bell to bell, man.
Thank you,
Bell to
buddy.
bell.
Yeah.
Fire drill.
How much time do we have
Fire
left?
drill.
Let's keep these folks
About a minute.
informed.
1 minute here. Then we're going to pull that form. So you got a minute.
Where's the
Remember,
form
use
at?
your email that you have an account with here at Topstep.
Where's the form, Eddie?
Form is pinned at the top of the chat in YouTube.
There we go, people. At least you know where one thing is right now, and that's the form at the very top. That if you fill it out each time, you will actually get the results you're seeking. Now, trading,
yeah, not so much sometimes.
we can do that together.
All right.
But I did it all. I did all according to
Yeah, and it didn't wasn't profit.
Yeah.
75% short in the YM. So hopefully they caught that move to the downside, capture some profits. We're just off a little bit, nothing too vicious. In the meantime, Jack, it's one of my favorites. Jack, we got some news.
Jack is here.
Oh,
Jack needs the cough right now. 1 second.
Jack-
I'll show you how to do it, Mike. You mute
Jack,
it.
he's-
Oh, you need a mute button. You need a mute button.
See, you didn't hear me
Right,
cough
you
right
gotta-
there. All right. What percent of
Difficult.
Americans believe their federal income taxes are too high?
No.
It's a question from Gallup, and it's been increasing about 60% right now. I think they're too high. I'm fascinated by the 3% that are not paying enough or think they should pay more. Good altruism over there.
Who's like
This
that?
might
Yeah.
tie into the second chart I have here, shared by our friend Elarian. This is the percent savings of folks from the pandemic until now. And you'll notice that the US is a bit of an outlier there, in which we have gone to negative savings. This kind of paints the picture we see with a lot of the credit card debt, etc. This would be a troubling trend, but then again, this is what makes our retail sales so friggin' awesome. Can't stop the US consumer, even if they don't have the money.
Just spend.
Yeah. And lastly,
Spend our way out of it.
from the grab bag, so apparently there was a story that Brock Purdy, They really go over the top here. They say he saved a woman's life while she was walking her dog and a coyote was about to attack.
Oh, come on.
Wait, you want to know what he really did? I think from what I can gather, he just yelled "coyote" and ran away. So maybe a little dramatic here.
Wow.
I thought he put his own dog back on the leash.
Yeah. No.
Get it? He's a coyote now. That one didn't. That one didn't work.
Yeah, depending on who you're a fan of, I guess you can take or leave whether Brock Purdy is a hero for yelling coyote.
Well, Andre did this exact same thing with his dog. He had another dog that came up there, and he crazy like a crazy man put his hands in between two pit bulls, which is almost, I think, a joke that people say because it's the odds of you getting hurt are quite high.
Had to take one for the team, Michael, but it worked out.
Brock Purdy's Iowa Cyclone boy. Iowa boy. Yeah.
There you go. Well, that pin, the form just came down there in the chat. So 1 of 3 have been completed today for the bell to bell. Big day here at Topstep TV. Andre the dog kicker, Kipo. Oh man, you remember the story? I had to do what I had to do.
Oh.
New sellers Dow. Johnny, still in the long?
No, I'm not in anything right now.
Okay. I like that long. I did.
We do I'm just seeing maybe a little bit of support at yesterday's low in the NASDAQ. Not quite there yet in the S&Ps. Haven't finished value area acceptance. That would take us down to 50.89.5.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, we're still not below yesterday's range, Andre. We can't sell it.
Can't sell. I like that rule. I like that.
I know, right?
It makes
It's
very
pretty
good.
good.
It makes sense. Nothing on tilt. Tilt hasn't been too tilty yet much, Michael. D, did you take the gold trade? I know we were talking about the gold trade right before we went
Yeah, I
over
did. It's a little bit under. It was a little bit under. I'm not sure how long it's going to stay on. But like I said, it's only $150, so it's fine.
Good.
Okay.
Flat, Michael. What's your P&L at right now, Michael? 440.
I'm short 1 from 43. My P&L's up to 100 on this one, down unrealized or down whatever. If I get out of this, I'll be down $100. And that's what we'll do. Oh, down $200. Oh shoot.
I'm just stalking.
Yeah.
That's all right. All right. Chopping around here. A quiet open. The soft was pretty decent, I'd say, but nothing too wild. Stay patient. We got about an hour and 40 minutes left here in fast markets, so plenty can happen. Keep in mind, bottom of the hour, we do have crude, crude inventories for all you crude traders out there. I'm sure Eddie will pop in when we get those numbers. We do have that 20-year auction and at 1 p.m. Central, the beige book. Michael, I'm going to send you the Fed to go get the beige book for us.
Oh, yeah. I'll do that.
Oh, good joke there.
My dog's might be back from doggy daycare.
Yes, so. Take this order out to the mud pit.
All right, Doug. Looking to test the lows here.
Yep.
See if NASDAQ will fall. Looking for some levels to the downside here, Michael. Nothing really is popping off the page in terms of getting 2 or 3 levels that are lining up.
What levels do you have down here?
I'm looking here. I'm looking. Well,
just any of the guys on the list in the 50.
You want S&P levels? Or you want S&P levels or NASDAQ or both?
Both.
All right. Well,
there seems to be a few a few people looking at that 1800 kind of psychological level. One says long, one says short. Two say short.
Feels a bit scattered right now.
1800. What are you talking about, John?
Yeah, right. Yeah. I mean, that's NASDAQ. I'm sorry, 18,000. Sorry.
Oh, that's a ways away. What are we talking about down here
Yeah.
now?
Outside 17.8.
Even 800.
17.8 even. Yeah, it's nothing right now. So hold off. I'm
Okay. Well, yeah, we do have on top steps levels. We have 17,792, which is yesterday's low. Is that correct? Yeah. Or overnight.
Regular trading hour
Yesterday's
low
low.
is 17,818. So that's right here. Our overnight low last night was 17,778.
Isaac Rivera in the chat. My level to enter along the ES at 50.90 half. 50.90. Isaac Rivera likes a long there.
50.90.
Thank you, Isaac.
That's value low, I believe. Yep, 89 half, 90 half. That's basically value area low from yesterday.
Isn't that what settlement is as well?
Online out of Japan.
Yeah, settlement to be precise is 50.92 half. Yes.
Big earthquake in Japan just hit the wire.
We're in the neighborhood. Oh no.
Let's
stay on top of that. Wow.
In
city?
Japan.
Is that a big city?
I think
that one I'm not sure of.
I think anything is big. 6.2 is huge.
Can you look up the population just to understand? Like, if they're like 10 million people? Just good to know. I'm not familiar with everything. The city got hit.
All right.
Here's Dakota. Dakota going to hit the links today before slow markets.
3,630,000.
6,600,000. Okay.
That's enough.
6.2 is no joke. Okay.
No. I'm popping back up to 5,100s here in S&P. Seems to be a magnet stuck to that number. We'll turn around.
5 minutes remaining.
Yes, that is for you crude traders. Number coming up, EIA crude stock coming up here for crude traders, and the previous 5.8. And they're looking at a little less than a 1.6 right now. We're going to see what happens. Remember, if you got a position on, you're trading crude. If you want it on, fine. If you don't, cancel it, get flat. This number can do anything.
Looks like Anne Marie is long NASDAQ. She just took some profits at 40. She's looking at 60 for her next profit level. Nice snipe, Anne Marie. Man, we almost hit value low from yesterday in the S&Ps, and we're getting a nice pop off of that.
77% long NASDAQ. 78% long NASDAQ.
Mm-hmm.
Crude's seen some sellers, so these markets are kind of have a personality of their own for the time being.
Yeah, S&P. That was a good call, D. That's settlement, isn't it? And yeah, that's pretty much where it turned around.
That play of open down to settlement, reverse, back up. That happens a lot.
It does. Overnight inventory.
Yeah.
Anne Marie covered now at 860. Nice trade, Anne Marie.
76% long NASDAQ. Gold still staying above 2,400. We'll keep an eye on the headlines out of Japan. Hope everyone's doing over there. That country seems to get it worse than most when it comes to shifts and tectonic plates there.
Yeah, my niece
Whoa.
wants to go live there. She's,
Oh, you like that?
she's thinking of,
In Japan?
That's exactly what an
I didn't
earthquake
think
is,
you had-
Michael.
I didn't think you had that in you. I didn't think
That's
you had
exactly
that
what
in
an earthquake is. You're not going to believe it, but that's what happens.
Uh-huh.
Earthquake in New York happened a couple weeks ago. That's wild.
Right.
oh yeah.
James is out.
Mm.
So Shikoku is the smallest of the 4 main islands of Japan. It's on kind of the southeast coast of one of the main islands.
Joshua Lawless, I'm in Tokyo this very moment and didn't feel it, so it must have been far from me. Thank you for that.
Ooh,
Shout
I got
out
a
to
buddy,
Japan.
couple buddies just got back from Japan, Tokyo. I'm doing a ski trip there this year, guys.
I'm going.
You're going. We'll get
I'm
a
going
big group
too.
going. Invite the world, Johnny. We'll meet you at the opera ski with you, if you know what I mean.
Cherry blossoms are coming into bloom right now, I believe, out there.
We should start another run on the tulip market.
Yeah.
There you go. Let's get along.
I live in Kobe,
It's
Japan. I felt
the-
it on the 14th floor. It's pretty cool, man. We got people in Japan watching us.
Shikoku is the 50th largest island by area, and it's ranked as the 23rd most populated island. A lot of people on that island.
No, Dolby. No. I do, Carl Hungus. I'm enamored by that country. All right, here we go.
I am too, man. I would love to. To go
One on
visit,
on the
maybe
list,
even
on the bucket list for sure.
spend a year there. I would love to go to that.
All right, crude oil inventory is coming in at 2.735. They were looking at 1.6, coming in at 2.735. And the gasoline production down negative 0.025, 25,000 for gasoline production. They have it. Back to you, Andre.
Thank you, Eddie. They actually didn't miss by that much this week. Last week was a horrendous miss, but this week not so much. So you guessed right. Gold turnaround
I'd like to
train
see this trade.
2408.
I'd like to see this trade play out. I'm short 3 from 17,853. So all right, I'm out. That was $800. That was nice. Up
Oh, wow.
700.
Look at that.
It retested. It went back to retest. I've been doing a little staying patient, and I like to get in on right, like contrarian, right when the retest. Johnny always taught me about the market likes to retest.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been waiting, and it's helping.
It's working.
My other bad habits are hurting. That are hard to die. But
Man,
yeah.
you remember
You have
end
to
of
be more
December?
patient. You have to be more patient.
You remember end of December into January for you, Michael? Just click, bang, everything.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now now you've taken a pause, and I think your trading's turned around because of that. January was a tough one. Who are you texting?
Danny Hodgman from compliance. Guys, I'm going to get
up?
Danny on here. And I'm going to talk to you guys today about the rants because Danny wants to talk about the rants.
Ah,
What, more or
okay.
less?
Pretty much what I'm saying about all this bullshit 20 account stuff. And yeah, I know we're talking about increase. And I know we're talking about increasing it from 3 to 5 and possibly 10. The more like we're talking about this, the more it's just like it's batshit stupid. And I'll tell you why. Because you can't freaking do it in a brokerage account. AMP won't let you do it. Tradeovate, Ninja Trader won't let you do it in your live brokerage account. So when you got all these 20 different accounts, copiers, I mean, it's not real. It's not real trade. You're not a real trader. Now I was talking to Dakota last night, and Dakota goes, I want to, without telling too much, but he's just like, my goal here is really show that this is real trading. And this is one account. This is what people do. And guys, that's what Topstep is doing here, is showing real stuff that's trading. But then when you got trades by Matt, I like you, buddy, but you just went to 20 accounts. I don't know why you went to 20 accounts and you're pitching that and doing that. And you make $150 and you times that by 20. And Matt and I are friends. So TBM, if you're upset with me talking about, you have 20 accounts, you make $150 and you show those. And yeah, you can go, well, now I'm up, let's just call it an easy number. You make $200. I'm up $4,000. No, you're not. You're up $200. And I'll tell you why you're up $200, because that's the only reason why you can trade one account on a brokerage firm is $200. You can't. I've already asked them. I'm like, can I copy trade in 4 different accounts? Can I chop? They're like, no, you have to have an IRA. You have to give us a legitimate reason on why you need to have more than accounts. We don't allow it. AMP doesn't allow it anymore. So, Deanna, can you mute?
Yep. Sorry. I'm just going to mute myself.
So that's just information we've been digging into and try to understand. We're like, well, do we want to go down this route that the stupidest invention in the funding industry happened because Daryl goes, I want 20 accounts. Talk to him on the phone. I go, Daryl, I think that's absolutely stupid. I think that's leading people the wrong direction. Daryl, I would love to talk to you here on our show and tell you why 20 accounts isn't even real and why you don't have anybody in the live markets at all. Because you can't put 20 accounts in copy. We're talking to all our brokerage firms and partners, like, can you even? They're like, no, you can't do that. So clearly you're just a sim trader for your entire life, even if you're a badass trader like Dakota. You think Dakota would want to be sitting there on sim his entire life, telling his whomevers that he's a sim trader? No. A real professional trader trades in real regulated markets. Just period. There's a period on the end of that one. So move on from this extrapolation fallacy and try to focus on one account. That's really what Dakota is shedding some light on. That is the real path, and that's what we're at Topstep's really about. Now, you're a hypocrite. You have 3. You're talking about 5. I am. I mean, not a hypocrite, but I am doing that. We are having 3, and we may have 5 because there's so many of you that want this, but at the same time, to take it all away, you're just going to go over there and be reckless and stupid. So how can you're going to go over there and say, hey, 20 accounts, I just did it. And here's $150 times 20. Now give me 20 accounts. And then you blow them the next day. So we're talking about a responsible trade copy scaling up opportunity. That's only because we're responding to the stupidity of this feature even being in the funding industry in general. So if you can't do it live, why are you doing it? That's my point. So Danny may come on here. We're talking about it. So that's who I was. That's who I was slacking, Andre.
Love it. I think you're right about that. I think
it matters.
Crazy.
I think you're right, man.
Mm-hmm.
That shit crazy. I love it.
Should do a 1 account challenge.
Only thing. A 1 account challenge. Oh my God. I bet you PW wouldn't be pulling out of his.
All right. No names. Come on.
or trades by Matt. I like them all. I like them all. I get along with them all. PW, I do. Trades by Matt. You can talk about other players in the league, and if you can beat them on a 40-yard dash, if you can beat them in a trading, if my traders can beat their traders, my traders, Topstep that we back, are better than all the influencers in the entire space.
Like in Topstep Trading League, one account only.
Yeah. Boom. So it's just a friendly. This isn't disparagement. This isn't anything negative. They're all. I'll text them right now. They're good guys.
Guys, I'm tapping out here. Michael, Andre, Deanna, always a pleasure. We're gonna get Eddie in here for the next segment, for the next part. All right. So trade well, thanks, everyone. John. Love you all, and I'll see you for group coaching. Always one of my favorite times of the day. Love doing that. So I look forward to seeing everybody then. Trade well, everyone.
Thanks. Thank you, Johnny. Eddie, welcome. Hey. We're hearing your voice today. Now we can see your gorgeous face.
Gorgeous. I love it. Check is in the mail.
Speaking of group coaching, we got the form pinned to the top of the chat here. Get those questions in. And that way JD doesn't have to nudge me at the end of Fast Markets to get those questions in. Speaking of JD, are you there? Because I really like this segment with the charts, pattern of the day, hot streaks, live P&Ls. JD, what do you got?
JD is here. What's up, guys? All right, let's
Jeez.
start with those. It's third person Wednesday. Here we go. Let's see those hot streaks. All right, there they are. No change of the list again today. Starting down below, Mahdi's at 21 days. Then James, Tian, Petrus, and Arian all on 23-day heaters.
Wow.
That's about it. Win's a win for most of these guys. We saw some $2 and $3 winners yesterday. Nothing like that today.
Remember
Tian had about a $500 winner in the NASDAQ. And yeah, inching higher. Jabbing away at it. These guys are doing great. All right, let's take a look at yesterday's live funded PNLs.
All right.
We'll start down below.
Dakota, my goodness.
Right?
Oh, my God.
Pretty nice day. Ho put up 2,100 in the NASDAQ.
How many accounts was that, JD? JD, how many accounts? How many? Why'd we stop at 20 copying? Why couldn't we do more? That's the point. Just trade one. Get good at one. Get good at one thing.
You only get one. You only get one live account at Topstep, and yeah, Dakota is actually.
And hold on, JD,
absolutely
you only get
crushing it
one
this
live. You only get one live account at any personal brokerage, unless you want a joint account, and that's a shared account, an IRA account, or they don't let you get multiple personal accounts with the same firm.
That is correct. My brokerage firm.
You want to jump to
is
10
the
different
same.
firms?
Yep.
20. You want 20 different brokerage firms, and I guess you could probably have 20 different personal brokerage accounts. I did it. Okay, good job.
You know how much capital you need to spread out 20 different brokerage accounts? You probably don't have that kind of money sitting around.
JD, you know what you're doing there.
All right. James, would you mind flipping over to my charts real quick? We're going to talk about this pattern that Michael brought up the other day, the rounding top pattern. Not just a clever name, right, guys? All right, let's talk about the appearance. The rounding top pattern forms when prices they reach a peak and begin to gradually decline. Let me throw it up right here real quick. So here's what our current pattern kind of looks like. There's our rounded top right now.
Yep.
The duration of this pattern can develop over several weeks or months. It depends on the time frame of the chart you're looking at. But obviously, the higher the time frame, the more dependable the pattern is, the more reliable the pattern is. As far as volume patterns go, you want to see volume. Where is my brush? All right. You want to see higher volume on the way up, diminishing volume in the middle as the pattern's forming, and then an increase in volume as the pattern's finishing and you're reaching the breakout. So TopstepX, we don't have any volume for the entire March contract, but we can assume on this way up, we're going to see decreasing volume, sort of a mini plateau here as the pattern's forming, and then increasing on our way down. So this is a strong, healthy rounding top pattern that we're seeing right now. A breakout occurs when prices break below a support level. So, for instance, if we were going to draw a support level for this pattern today, we would start with this low right here. And this would be our support line. However, we don't have the right. We need another lower low on the right side to actually get a confirmation of this support line. So this is just arbitrary. We're drawing this. This isn't the actual breakout line, if you understand. That would be our breakout line for today. And you want to see increasing volume as we break below that. It validates the pattern that much more. Price target, the projected price target for the rounding top pattern is calculated by measuring the distance from the peak of the rounding top to the support level and then subtracting it from the breakout line. So again, it would be, yep.
Okay.
So here you'd have a decent.
So 17,380s is the measured move from because of that. Okay, got it.
Oh, let's go back to that. So I left a few things up from yesterday. So our diamond pattern that we were talking about yesterday, I left this one line up. This is our invalidation line for the pattern. If we close back above that, our diamond pattern top is invalidated.
Which one's that? Which one's that? Which one's the?
We talked about that yesterday and Monday. The diamond pattern. It starts back here. I'll just redraw it real quick.
Oh yeah, these lessons carrying over from one day to the other. Good stuff.
So here's our diamond pattern, and our measured move there takes us down to 17,380. Now our round the top pattern, it's not uncommon for this pattern to work in conjunction with a double top or a triple top, which we also have right up here in the NASDAQ. This is a daily chart of the NASDAQ. So here's our double top working in conjunction with this rounded rounding top formation. This measure move at 17,380 works for two different patterns. We're actually seeing three pretty significant reversal patterns play out right now in the NQ. We have a double top, the diamond formation, and now we're talking about a rounding top. Three pretty major reversal patterns happening at the same time in this market. Our price target, our measure and move for both the double top and the diamond pattern coming at the same price as 17,380. That's why I left that up on the chart also. So that's a target for two different patterns we're looking at. Our target for this rounding top, if we were to draw the line today, would be somewhere around 16,770. So that's another nice dip down from this measured move. We have a couple downside targets now based off of these chart patterns. I hope that explained what the rounding top looks like.
Yeah, this is helpful. It's exactly what a rounding top looks like.
Cool.
Guys, we've been having this ongoing, thanks JD, we've been having this ongoing story with chart patterns with NASDAQ right here. And JD just comes in here, gives us a refresher, and then also has continue. Now, another thing with this is the interesting part is like the tension that's happening right now in the Middle East.
Mm-hmm.
At this exact same time that the market's rolling over and all these things are setting up to show kind of reversal. That's kind of interesting.
Big time.
Yeah, it speaks to the risk-off sentiment overall.
Yup. L short, man, you're a good kid. I'm a guy, person, girl, I don't know, person. Thank you for wanting to give away a reset. That's awesome. We don't have the ability to do that right now, but just you wanting to do that makes me appreciative of your kindness. Yeah.
It is kind. It is kind. Speaking of
Yeah.
kindness, for those that are just logging in, we've had our first check-in for Bell to Bell. And if you only made 2 out of 3 during the Top Step Trader broadcast, there will be another opportunity. Yes, you will get your third one during the slow markets at 8 p.m. tonight. It's 8 p.m. Central. In slow markets, you'll have that opportunity to get that third one. So don't miss it. We're going to have 2 more coming up. Also, just want to let you know, we talked about this yesterday. What are your hobbies? What's your hobbies? We want to know more about your hobbies so we can keep bringing you the best in tradertainment, from sports to video games, music, art, cooking, and much more. We're interested to hear about what you're doing. So when you step away from the screens. So we're going to post this form in chat. If we can do that, that is our plug form for chat. Fill it out, and you never know, you might be the next viral person here on TopstepTV.
Yes, indeed. And if you stop by slow markets, you can also
He's on a turtle.
ask Dakota
He's on a
how he
turtle.
made $17,000 yesterday.
He's on a
I
turtle.
like turtle.
All right.
There
So
he
there's
is.
some people out there say Apex paid out 150 million in payouts. They just paid $1 million. Okay, guys, this is a good
Get
one.
him, Mike.
I want you guys to ask them, because I know they've paid all of our influencers are getting poached. Millions of dollars. They're getting paid $1 million. This $1 million, that 25%, 30% of everything. This is happening right now. We're losing them all. I don't care. And they're all going to Apex because they're just buying everybody. They're buying them. Now you tell me if somebody that hasn't made any money trading, but yet gets paid a ton of money and percentage and all that kind of stuff from a company to pitch to the traders, this 20 account stuff, it's just, to me, it's not leading people the right direction. That's where a lot of my rant will come from, both with influencers and with Apex. Now, my other point is, they're like, oh, they pay out a lot. Look at their payouts and just ask a question, because when they say trader payouts, when they pay an influencer like $1 million, let's just say they pay him for $1 million. We want you to come over here. Oh, no, by the way, we're gonna give you X amount of percentages. We've got other ones that leave, and I don't know what they got paid, but let's just use that round number because it's a big number. They're not walking away from Topstep because of whatever. So they do all that. I think, I know, and I don't know, and I heard, or maybe we don't know. But when you say payouts over at any other company, do you know what's in the payouts? Are they saying the payouts are a percentage of the commissions that influencer gets? Because that would be interesting if they put that all in the whole payout number. Because I've heard that from rumors that could be what they're doing too, to inflate the numbers. So when you pay one influencer 500 grand a month because you're paying them for annual salary plus 25% of everything they bring in, say you pay them 500 grand, does that go in their payouts of 500 grand for the month? Because it's technically a marketing expense, but something to look at there. I don't know if it's true or not. I have no clue. This is just ear to the ground, learning and listening on how these numbers get inflated so high at other places. And you're like, and trust me, we talked. So that is, just look. Just don't just say, oh, well, they told me 50 million in payouts. Just look, is it? And you can see, I get it. You can see the number of payouts that they share. But then there's like big ones, like 300 grand at the end of the year or end of the month. Oh, that's probably an influencer payout. Oh, it's probably an influencer payout. Oh, it's probably, and that adds up quite a bit. Do your due diligence. Just do your due diligence. That's it. Who cares what I'm saying? Except do your due diligence. 80% long. Yeah,
And let it be known, Apex, if you offered me $1 million, I have such loyalty to MP that I would stay.
Same.
I think
Dare me. Offer me $1 million.
I know. I love it, Jack. Well, Jack, you can go over and do some corporate espionage because I'd offer you some money on the side too. No, I'm joking. But yeah, offers you can't refuse. It's I don't know.
So they include that in the
I would
payout
rather
number.
follow-
Interesting.
I have heard. I would
Hypo.
never say if this goes in court right now when we talking. I have no clue. But I read things online, and this is what I'm reading. These are not my thoughts and opinions and blah, 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 blah. These are things that I've read online. So do your own due diligence. I haven't formulated a total opinion. I'm just skeptical. And I'm skeptical of the 20 accounts where it all started because that we were like, can you even do this? Can you even do this? So that's where it started, Andre.
I love it. Oh, thank you, Danny Hodgman. Not even on the show today. I was able to prod him a little
Thank
bit.
you,
Got him
Danny.
going. I like it. Eddie,
There you
all
go.
right. So you finally, it's been about 20 minutes since you've joined us. We've been very busy. We got the plugs in. We had JD coming on. We had Michael getting some things off his chest. Eddie, what did you trade? Welcome to Fast Markets. What are you trading today? And what account are you trading in today?
You know, I've got my 50K Express funded account.
Nice.
And up just a little over 600 on the account. So I'm being very cautious here. We're just coming off the highs. Now, here's the thing. As we were talking here, I was looking to get long, hoping that we can make another high. And I asked myself, does this look safe? So I did a little trip back to see where we were. And it told me, no, hold off a second. And as you can see off the top here, off our new highs, we got sellers coming back in. So
Yes, we do. Yes, we
yeah,
do.
I had a little save there, saved my butt right there, but not too comfortable right now. My game plan was looking for longs, and market's coming short here right now. So I'm going to hold off a little bit until I can see something that I like and that is an influence to my game plan.
Man, that was a great tilt. Thanks, Eddie. That was a great
What
tilt
was it?
play.
80%
It was
long?
really, really heavy long, and
Damn
the
it.
markets just shoved it up the longs.
Yep.
You know.
Giggy. Up there, Giggy. Yeah, we got new lows here in the Dow. Boy, we are seeing some serious selling here. Gold selling off as well. Crude selling off. D, what are you seeing over there?
Nothing yet. I mean, gold is still hovering above the initial balance. So until that goes, there's nothing else for me to do.
Okay,
I've done
yeah,
enough
patience.
grasshoppering. So just just staying patient, letting the trades kind of play out until the time of day that I plan to hold them to, like I normally do. And there's nothing for me to overmanage. Obviously, if we go back into the initial balance and we close there, then it's time to start managing a position. But, for now, I'm still seeing a bounce from a bullish engulfing on a 1-hour chart, which is technically a test of our nearest demand level and a bounce. So it's slowed down now. We're going to come into Euro close in about 45 minutes. But yeah, for now, it's just kind of rambling around doing nothing. So, yeah.
Right.
Still selling off here.
I'm going long here
All right.
in gold, 2407. We'll see what happens here.
Looking for some levels here, Michael. We just ticked beneath the 17,800. We do have a couple suggestions to get short if we can keep breaking here. Not a whole lot of confluence of levels here, but scattered from what I'm gathering here. Taking a look at the Topstep levels here. 17,792. We beneath that now. So look out below, I suppose.
Crude oil is still very slow. It's still sat at 94 ticks for the entire session, even though we had the inventories. Would you say, Dre, poke it with a stick?
Poke it with a stick. Wake it up. Wake up.
Yeah.
Wake up, man. Come on.
What levels do you have down here in NASDAQ and S&P?
I'm looking here. We got 17,792, which we're beneath as a long, potentially very strong support at this level since February, but we just broke through that.
Yesterday's low. We melted through that one.
Plowed right through that. Long 17,795. Okay.
What's S&Ps?
Yeah, minimal S&Ps. Next long they want 5078 quarter. That's the lows from yesterday. Yeah, I'm not seeing nothing right now, Michael. I'm looking at all of them right now. Nothing is really coming into range right now in terms of what market's doing, in terms of where the prices are at right now.
All right. Took a quick profit here. $133. $133. Didn't like where it was going, so I took what was on the table. I'm flat right now.
That's all came in. And that was the bounce. What was it? What was tilted on, Mike? You said 80%, and then we fell out.
Fell out of bed. 80%. Right on the dime. Everybody was getting long around the 17,850s. 850s. Almost 100 handles. Well, not really, but almost. Higher.
Okay. Look at these.
I hope you guys had a good conversation today. That was a good conversation.
Feel better? I think you're right, man. These.
Well, no, I have no problem. I have no
20
problem.
pounds.
Like Traver, Matt, I love you, buddy. Patrick, I like you. Yeah, it's tough to work with, but I like you. Isaac's gone. Isaac's now over at My Funded Futures saying they're number one and Topstep's not, which I don't like that. But you got all these guys that are getting this big money and then they're going there. So take it for what it is. And yes,
the only thing I see
are you looking at
yes,
gold?
it could be. Yeah, I'm still in the gold. Yeah, and it's hovering around my entry. So
I'm still in my
it's above
rant.
the initial balance. Yeah, my dogs were going nuts. They were like, "Yeah, Michael, yeah."
Yeah. I'm just sharing what I'm seeing.
Yeah, no,
Off the market.
absolutely. So the only thing that I see in ES as a potential intraday play, again, that's not the highest probability trade, but the only thing that could happen is that they go back to retest the initial balance low at 1590, which is also where we had the settlement from yesterday and the value low from yesterday, and then seeing a failure of that level and a continuation down. It's the only thing that I'm seeing here. Otherwise, for longs, this level would be very dangerous for me for longs because it's kind of broken through some pretty significant demand levels. So support is just not there. And then my average daily range low and average session range low are much, much lower at 50.55. and about 50-53.5. So that would be kind of like the target if we continue to jump off a cliff here. But as far as any good sort of like big probability levels, there's nothing here. So the only thing that we can extrapolate from what's already happened is to look for the intraday real-time level that was created throughout the session. And the only thing I see there is that initial bounce low at 50.90. So
And whatever you do, don't jump off a cliff.
No, that's
No.
true. That's generally a bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
I just added $1.60 here, up 287 on the day. Doing a deuce, 2x2s, and chipping away here on my 50K express.
Very nice. Very nice. Dow caught a bounce there off the lows. S&Ps as well. NASDAQ did too. So they're starting to finally move together and correlate positively there. Everyone's flat right now.
No, I'm still in my long, so
Very good. Okay.
sitting, waiting patiently, like a good little lizard.
House account, we're focusing on NASDAQ S&Ps?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what the email said. Yeah.
Let's take a look here.
Yeah,
we
so
got over-
one thing that I found that I was doing recently is kind of trying to modify the way I'm trading,
Okay.
make it more exciting and more interesting, and I didn't like that. So I'm basically just back at doing my longer trades, couple of hours, sit and wait, find a level, don't freak out, and behave. Pause off the mouse.
Oh, behave.
Freedom is right. Hey, we got 5,500 viewers right now. Please
Wow.
hit like.
What?
Please hit subscribe. We are on the march to 100,000 subscribers. When we hit that 100, hopefully this by the summer. I'm sure we'll have something very, very large in store for everybody. But we're getting there. Surely but slowly, we start getting there. Slowly but surely. Not surely but slowly. Slowly but surely.
Don't call me Shirley.
Shirley know
Yes,
about
I'm
this?
Sorry.
I'll go be sure. Yeah.
Hey, there it is. There it is.
You guys ever had a Shirley? You guys ever had a Shirley Temple?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Do they have those
Yeah,
over
it's like
there?
the first
London?
That's the first. That's the
the drink
first
or
like
the
cocktail
actress?
drink. Yeah, that's the first cocktail drink that you kind of start as a kid. It feels like when your
Otherwise
parents
known
are
as
all
the
ordering
kitty
drinks.
cocktail.
That's how they get you started.
Here's a
Kitty
question.
cocktail.
Here's a question. Michael, when did you start drinking cocktails as a kid? I'm really interested to know.
That's a very good question.
That's a very good question.
It's
I don't
like,
know.
what,
I either had a
7
beer
Up?
and one. I had a beer
Grenadine?
and then beer and then like that minty whatever Rumplemintz or whatever it was. Yeah, I didn't have mixed drinks until college when I'm like, they're like, what would you like? And I'm like, Captain and Coke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chase
Yeah, we don't
Myers.
really. And then you learn how to order.
Yeah.
Then you learn how to order a cocktail.
Yes, you do.
Now,
Yes,
Michael,
the
you were a
Shirley Temple
bartender.
or
How many
whatever.
Shirley Temples kitty cocktails did you actually make?
Well, I don't recall making them. I think it's the Sprite and
Cherry Sprite, right?
Like 7 Up, Grenadine, and you throw a couple cherries in there so the kids don't bitch.
there you go.
Zip it, kid. All right, so we saw reversal there.
S&Ps.
Yeah, see if S&Ps wanted to target 5100s again. Like I said, big, huge magnet on that price right there. D is long crude. Caught a little bit of a pop. They're long gold. My apologies.
Yeah.
Crude trading sideways a little bit. NASDAQ.
Yeah.
A quick look at the 10-year. As Powell spoke yesterday, so we'll get to you real quick, Michael. I got to hear what's so funny. 10-year yield, 4.63, up about 30 basis points since last week. Powell finally admitted that inflation's a little bit stickier than they'd like. And rate cuts are going down to 1, maybe 1.5. Our man Michael Patak in here said they're going to hike rates by the end of the year. Him and Jamie Dimon. Him and Jamie Dimon in the same boat there. That would not be
Jamie's
good.
saying it.
He hinted at. Yes, he did. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's not,
it's a
that's
freight
not good
train.
for
It still keeps
equities.
growing.
We're in trouble with equities.
It's good for T-bills and preferred debt.
That's true. Hey, shout out to Nick T, one of our best performing live church. I need a lockout button in Motivate. I'm up 5K in live and need to not give back gains. We got to come over to Top Step X.
Come on with the Topstep X,
Yeah.
man.
That's where the party's
Yeah.
at, Nick T. Come on. Nice trading, though. Nice trading. Good levels, too.
You know, if you look at the S&P overnight, we did tag that low, 50.75, 75. And then we made that nice little ladder, buying all the way up. Looks like almost we might see possibly a repeat here. Just a little while ago, we did almost hit that low here at 50.75, 75. But we got the buyers back again. And that's what I'm looking for.
Firmed up
Feel we
really
can start
nicely.
that trend again. Kick it back in.
Okay, it just was. Let's see if it shows back up. Eddie, that's a good one. Let's see if it shows back up. It was 80% long NASDAQ up here in the 860 area. Then
So I'm seeing a
the
whole
market fell out
bunch
of
of block orders in ES from like 5097 all the way up to 5100. So that could be a stopping point because I can see it on Bookmap.
I'm going to put my money
We'll
where
see
my
whether
mouth
that
is.
gets filled or whether we fail at that point with some more downside.
Big pop. Popping gold. Popping as Dow and
Yeah.
S&Ps. Like Dee said, there is some liquidity to the upside here in the S&Ps. We do know that S&Ps like to gravitate towards that liquidity, as all markets do. They look to seek business, and business is where the liquidity is. So nice pop there in gold, D. What price do you happen to be long from?
You're mute?
She's mute. That's okay. We'll get back to her when that mic
21
comes in.
handle
sorry,
day. 21 handle
my
day.
dogs are being spicy cow
21
bombs today.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 2407.2 is my
Okay.
entry.
Very good. Michael, you were saying, you were laughing about something before that.
Oh, that was just some of the people thing. 21 handle Dave. I like TBM. So yeah, he records his payout. He's pretty straightforward, dude. I consider him a friend.
We did a night cruise with him here in the city over the summer. Good guy.
We had a great time with him. Great time. And golf with him.
All right. I got stopped out there in our S&P. See what happens here. Look like I'm looking at the dome here right now. It looked like stronger buyers. But we do have some resistance here around. You were talking about that 51 handle, Andre.
Yes. 51. Oh, it's just a magnet. It's didn't check March for it.
I'm pulling back from that right now.
That's where it fell out of bed last time, yeah.
Hey, shout out to Dude Working in the chat. Combine pass. Let's go. You got it, Dude Working. Good job.
Yeah. Nice working. Dude, perfect. They just got a bunch of money.
Yeah.
They're on
You know
TV,
who they are?
Right.
You know
I'm out of the trade. That's a scratch because I don't like the price action here. It's taken it long enough. So the trade duration that I had in mind for this is now expired. So it's done. We had a whole $1. So let's see if we can get another hypo going here.
Boy, Dow turn around. S&P's turn around. Downside. Whew. Tricky right now.
Yeah, this is what I was saying, that we might test into the initial balance and then fail at that liquidity that I was seeing around 50.97. So pull back from it.
So just a heads up, we got the 20-year auction at high noon Central Time. Beige book, 1 o'clock. Not a whole lot together, but as John says, that does mean 2 weeks from now is an FOMC meeting. Boy, they come quick, feels like. Faster and faster these days.
Whoa, yeah. What's up, Patrick? Patrick Whelan's here. talked to you in a while.
Oh, yo. What's up, buddy? Been a minute.
I guess what I was saying. What's up, buddy?
People must be watching.
Yes, they do.
Yes. Should bring him in.
Should bring you in, Patrick. If you're allowed to come on. I don't know, Patrick, if you're allowed to come on. You went exclusive with somebody else. Michael Patak and Topstep, we don't date around. I'm just joking, buddy.
They're saying it's not. Could be a fake
No, it's not.
clone.
Oh, God.
Yeah, you got us. You got
It's
us.
a pretty good bit. It's a pretty good
It was a
bit.
good bit.
Yeah, we tagged your IP and we've got your address. We're coming over to your house.
Yes. Yeah, well, there's our feelings towards Patrick. We like it.
Well, that could have gotten interesting. They got you, Michael. All right,
Yeah.
50-50 across the board and all the tilts. Levels, we're still, in terms of price action here and all the equities, kind of lower end of the range, just in the range indeed. So if we can see his breakout.
Oh, guys, and just so we're all clear, Andre, I gotta keep going. Just so we're all clear, I have no problem with people going to find better off. That's not. I'm just trying to give you guys clarity on it. And when I say clarity, and somebody goes, "Well, so and so influencer's up 12 grand a day," I want you guys to also, again, I said this 2 months ago, 3 months ago, ask them how many times they've reset. We have influencers. One of the reasons why, kind of auditing last year, or not that kind of a partner program, we're like, all right, Apex, you guys take them, and take them in a way because we can't compete with that. That's not the business that we're going to be in anyway. We're going to lead more of a real kind of show our trading. So that's why TopstepTV came around. But some of them, I mean, you don't know how many times they're resetting, or how many combines or PAs or whatever that they've been through. There was 500 in a year. Influencers, we have hundreds in a year. And we're like, no. This is like, for one, you're showing good trading, so you have a $12,000 day. But what about the 18 different resets that you did this week to get to that one killer day? So that is my rant. That's always going to stay there. You got to know the behind the curtain of anybody that has a community and a following. And yes, there are great people that are out there. I'm not denying that at all. That's the rant. It's just about knowing who you're following and knowing if it's legit, and just don't always talking about their upside, because there's a downside here. There's a downside here. There's a downside here that it either gets hit and reset and hit and reset and hit and reset, that you just always need to be privy to. So TopstepTV is our goal, is to be transparent. So there's no bitching or complaining from me. It's just talking to you guys about what I'm hearing. You guys can talk about what you're hearing. We're having a conversation. And yes, SBM, Apex promotes gambling behavior. That's why I'm only frustrated with the 20 accounts. That's it in the industry. The multiple copy accounts. I just don't. It bugs me. That's it.
Yeah, but Topstep has some cool stuff too, Michael.
Yes, we do. What do we
got? Topstep X.
What is it?
Our trailing max drawdown is fantastic.
We got the lockout button.
Mm-hmm.
Prices above.
Look, we got a lockout button. Yeah, we got a lockout button that we say, hey, don't stop trading. Like, well, I want to buy more. Well, we also have, we'll reach out to you if you buy too much. That's another thing. You can read our terms and conditions. It's actually against the rules to buy too much. And that's what the compliance part is. We actually reach out because we want to help people on the right path. If my rant's getting annoying, I'm now annoyed with it. So there you
go. Incredible. MP is the best. Young says, I agree. MP is the best. That was a man. My man.
Just a dude out here playing the game of trading with you.
That's right, man. I love it. How we doing on trades? Michael's up. Okay, Michael's up. Deanna, you're flat.
I'm actually trying to shorten gold.
Okay. Let's get that popping.
I'm not sure it's going to pop because it's been a really range bound so far. So this is more a responsive activity trade, even though we're not quite above value area. So, so right now, since we've been stuck in this range and we're testing the selling area where significant sellers appeared from last time. I'm just using that to run a short from here. So we'll see how that works. Bringing it back into the middle.
This is moving.
We
The last
ain't got much in tilt. Like Deanna said, like I said, we got to poke
Let's
this
run
markets
here.
with a stick. Wake up, everybody! Wake up, markets! Come on.
Exactly.
All right, dip.
I mean, we're getting movement. We're getting moving. And I mean, it's moving.
So just hovering around 17,800 in the NASDAQ. We did have some levels take a long here as a little bit of support, but we did break through. Stopping down at 763 in the S&P or NASDAQ, scratch that, 763 in the NAS, but we did pop above. We're hovering around 17,800. It's really popping elsewhere.
Well, S&P is soon approaching those lows, 50, 78, 75. We keep these sellers here. I tell you, holding these buyers down extremely well.
All right, so we have Topstep X coming out, the public launch.
Michael.
And yes, yeah, I know. Here's another rant.
Tell him.
And this lockout feature, and nobody else has this, and it's really cool because it helps me. And then now it's helping a ton of people. So if there's people in here that are using the lockout button, and it's helped you pass, get funded, or take a payout. It's like a variable. I know there's much more that's gotten you to those, but if it's like a variable, and you added it to your trading plan. If I'm up, I'm going to lock myself out or whatever. Then let us know.
So not just that.
like
I had somebody on my live stream yesterday who said that it made him into a completely different trader. He went from like blowing something like 20 combines last year and never really passing. Well, I think he passed once and then blew out in 3 days. But yeah, he said this year he's managed to pass like 3 combines and he's slowly building up an XFA. So
hell yes,
there you go.
Yeah.
Deanna, when I hit it, like when I'm done with the show and I hit it and I go into my put a new hat on, the CEO founder hat, and working with the team and joining meetings, I'll be in this Zoom right here looking this way, and then I'll look over here because all my stuff's over here to the right. If I don't have that locked out, then I get this like, oh, well, why don't I just put a 1 lot on?
I see something.
Why don't I just put a 2? I see something, even though I'm supposed to be paying attention to me.
Do you know what? I actually asked Mick to lock up my account for the morning because obviously I trade DAX in the morning and we don't have DAX yet. And what happens to me is like I get a really nice DAX trade and I'm like, let me see if I can just find something in like gold or something. And I was like, no, what am I doing? And then you find a trade, you think you find a trade, and you're just like, it's not going on. Oh no. Oh.
Yep. Okay. Once you lock it out,
you try it again. But when it's locked up, you don't have a choice. It's like it's done. You have to walk away, go do something else.
Yep, and I'll show you. Here's how you do it real quick. I'm not going to do it because I got some day left. But you go to the very top of your screen. It's right here on the P&L, kind of DLL, unrealized, realized P&L header. Click it. Confirm trading lockout. By clicking this, you agree, blah, 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 that you're locked out this entire day on account C7682. That's my account. Same account I trade every day. In open position, any working orders, blah, 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 will automatically be canceled. Any copy trading following positions will be exited. Warning, this action is irreversible. So you can go, yes, lock me out. Once you do that, that's why some of the folks in here were they're like, once you lock yourself out, the refreshing feeling you feel to knowing that money is never going away and it will be in my account. My balance will be higher the next day. And my anxiety of wanting to trade has a barrier between me and the markets because it's going to not let me trade in that account. That's a good feeling. It kind of dilutes the power of FOMO because you're locking in a good day. Locking it up is really the whole point of it, is lock it up. Locking it down is like a daily loss limit that we have. Doesn't break a rule, but it's good to have a daily loss limit to kind of lock yourself out for the rest of the day because you're not seeing it. But when you're seeing it so well, ending on your high water mark, that's a good thing. Dollar bill, yes sir, 100%.
All right, so it's a quick $200 on that trade, so I took it off early just to bank a bit of something on the day. So now I'm gonna breathe and chill for a while and see if we can get another setup somewhere. I might have a look at platinum in a minute because it's coming up to the time of day when it likes to reverse, which is usually New York lunchtime hour. So we'll see if that happens. Something to look for, even if we're not on here. But yeah, so managed to make a bit of money in this range today. So not bad.
Take a
Taking it
breather
really
and
slow.
chill. There you go.
Yep. Take
Yeah.
a breather and
Pretty
chill.
slow. And the other side wasn't really moving, so I just decided to take this off really quickly because I was like,
I like
well,
that. Michael, you ever you know what Netflix and chill is, Michael?
Yeah, my wife do it all the time.
All right. I agree, Michael. I
What?
agree. All right. I know Netflix and chill. It's what all the kids say. All right. All right. Let's go to JD with the top 10 real quick. I did not expect that to go
Do you
there.
know the real meaning behind it?
Oh no, what's the real meaning, Deanna? I don't know. We watch
Deanna, tell
Netflix
us,
and
what is
chill
the
all
real
the
meaning?
time.
Yeah, Deanna, tell us.
Thank you,
It's not
Deanna.
watching Netflix.
Nice help.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not watching Netflix. So just put it that way. It's putting Netflix in the background, and then
Yeah, leave it at that. Yes. Leave it at that. Thank you, Deanna, for that explanation of Netflix and chill. Can we go to JD? I'm
welcome,
going to throw this dead
Andre.
fish in your lap now, JD. Do you know what Netflix and chill is? And after that, can you tell us what the top 10 is, please?
We'll talk offline if you really want a lesson, Andre. But Andre never got the talk growing up, huh?
No,
Ouch.
it's not called
man.
birds. It's not called the birds and the bees anymore, huh? It's called Netflix and chill. Let me tell you
Pretty
about
much.
Netflix and chill.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes.
I do feel the need to reiterate something. Usually Jack jumps on when we start talking about the lockout button. If you hit that lockout button and you lock your account, you're done for the day. If you decide you want to keep trading again, whatever you do, do not contact the Topstep support team. They cannot reactivate your account for the day after you
Yeah,
lock yourself
we might
out.
even have to put
You know what they will say? Go ahead, Jack.
What will they say? I was going to say we might even
They'll
put
say-
you on like a list of people that are on our S list, so to speak. If you call and ask to be unlocked, it's undoable.
Yes.
It's unreversible.
Yeah.
You're locked out.
Yeah.
They will say, "Hey, great job being disciplined and calling it a day. We support you." That's it. I mean, because that's what we're behind you, because you did it. You did a great thing. You locked yourself out.
Yeah.
So the point of that they're making right now is don't reach out, because we're not going to change it. Actually, there's no way we can change it unless we talk to our tech team, and then we're not going to do that. And the point of the story is you're a product of free will, and you're a trader. You make your own decisions. You just made that. Nobody clicked on that. You made that decision. Live with it. That's a great decision. You've probably locked it up money. And then you can dilute the power of FOMO by paper trading or go into your practice. You can go into your practice account.
Yeah, if you still want to be involved in the markets for experience
Right.
purposes, practice account is there,
Or Deanna, just locking up a combine account, an XFA account, if you have two of those or whatever, and then you're done, and then you can go practice, or you're like, hey, I really like what I did in this strategy with this combine today, or this XFA, I'm locking that up. And then if you have another account where you do a different strategy, that's the kind of, if you have different accounts, that's what I technically like.
Yeah, that's what you should be doing.
That's what you should be doing with other accounts, is different strategies. But whatever, that's so boring. I mean, I've beat that horse right there. The locking an account out, and then you can jump to the account. Oh, I locked that one out. I locked that one out, and you see that they're up money, and you can't trade in them. That's a really good feeling. It's a really good feeling.
JD,
all right, what do
ready
you say
when
we
you
get
are?
back into it? Let's do
Yeah.
it. All right. Let's take a look at yesterday's XFA PNLs. Again, nothing but huge numbers coming out of the XFAs.
Damn.
Let's start at the bottom. Brian took home 13 forward trading the ES and crude oil. Alexander copied trades across 3 accounts for a total of $42,327 yesterday. Not bad, Alexander. Samay took home more than 18 grand out of the NASDAQ. Jerry had a nice day. Jerry copied trades across 3 XFAs for a total of $85,923 in profits yesterday. And our leader for the day is Dylan. We've seen Dylan's name before, and we're going to see it again in just a minute. But Dylan pocketed close to 33 grand in a single XFA Trading the NASDAQ yesterday. Pretty nice all around.
80 grand copy traded.
It's not real till you put it in your pocket, though, right?
100%. Mick says it all the time. I agree. All right, here we go.
There you
So
go.
I was asking when the micro conversion on TopstepX is coming, MP.
It's very, very soon. I was gonna say this Friday. They're testing. They're testing it right now, and everything's tested out very, very good. So it's not my sign off to say
soon.
push it live. The team the QA team. We have a QA team, Deanna, quality team that tests everything.
I know.
Yeah. So they're on.
I'm one of the people who reports bugs. So
Yeah, you are. Yes, I know. Deanna says this one. Your bugs get prioritized, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, well, I was very early, wasn't I? So quite a few of those bugs smacked me right across my face. But here we are. This is why I'm taking everything really slow now. But I'm going to say, I mean, the development team have done a great job to bring everything into like the proper way of working and stuff, like really, really quickly. Whenever I said something, within like a day, they would look into it. And already, like the next day, that would be like, oh yeah, it's done. Can you test it? And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Like already? So yeah, they're crazy fast. I was actually telling people yesterday on my live stream because they're like, oh yeah, when's it coming? And can we get this? And can we get that? And can we copy ATM strategies from Ninja and blah? And I'm like, guys, like these kind of platforms usually take years to bring out.
Years. Thank
you. Just
you.
by the fact that you guys have done this in what, like 9 months, and you're about to go like public with it, that's unheard of. So obviously we're going to have a few bugs, and this is why we need the community to help us to shape the platform in what we want it to be. It's like such a unique opportunity. I just couldn't pass up on that. So, and even though, there were issues in the beginning, I can see that there's very few issues now. I've been on TopstepX now for what, like a couple of weeks. I think I've only had like one bug that happened like a couple of days ago, but even that wasn't that bad. Like I think it was because they were updating the subscription to some of the products that I have on the live, and then it sort of reset my bracket. This bracket disappeared, and then the old bracket kind of appeared. So I was like, okay, so that's probably because they were doing something on the back end. But yeah, apart from that, I haven't noticed any problems with it. It's like and honestly, I've been in software development for a really long time, right? And I know how these things go and how long it actually takes for a bug to even get any sort of attention. So just be patient. Everything's coming. They got so many different features. It's one of the best platforms that I've seen out there. I'm slowly getting used to it. And, I'm not that young. I'm bloody 43 now. Will be 44 this year. So, my brain is probably not what it used to be before. So getting used to a new platform takes a little while. But I love it. It's so clean. You can find everything. You know what annoys me with other platforms? Because I actually tried Quantower for a couple of weeks. And I was like, you can't find anything. Everything is like in code. You have to like do a rain dance to actually find where things are. And I'm like, why don't you just call it what it is? Like, what is wrong with you? And that's very clean in TopstepX. Whatever you want to find, everything's logical. If you want settings, there's the cog. If you want copy trading, it says copy trading. It's not like some weird name for it. Yeah, so it's so straightforward. So I'm looking forward to it. I mean, it's great. And obviously the micros to minis, that's one thing that everybody really wants. And I know that tick-based brackets, that's one thing that I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
Very nice. Thank you, Deanna.
JD,
we're going to clip that. We're going to clip that. We're putting that social. We're clipping that, putting it social. JD, that was amazing. That was good stuff.
Real live review. I love that, Deanna.
She helped build it. You're looking at one of the people that helped build it. So, yes.
But she did. Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that, D. All right, let's get back to that top 10. And we still have about 30 minutes left in fast markets here. This is really good stuff today, guys. So I got 5,500 people watching us. Please hit like, subscribe, and enjoy TopstepX. JD, let's get back to those top 10 that everyone likes so much.
Yep, just to follow up on a few things that Deanna was saying, if you have questions about new features coming out on TopstepX and you're on the TopstepX platform right now, you have access to the roadmap and you can see what's coming out, what's in the pipeline, and when it's coming out. You can even vote on what you want to come out next. Hit that question mark on the left-hand toolbar right on the side navigation on the platform, and you'll see everything right there. So keep up on what's coming out. New stuff's coming out every day, so keep your eyes open. All right, top 10 list. Here we go.
It is. All right.
Bottom half of the top 10 list. All
Numbers are
right,
getting
Ferez
bigger.
fell from 7th. Yep, Ferez fell from 7th down to 10th after a $7,000 drawdown. Adam dropped from 6th to 9th after a $6,000 drawdown yesterday. Samay is back on the list. Samay moved up to 8th from 12th place after that nice $18,000 winner that we talked about a minute ago. Dylan, who we just mentioned, also is back on the list. Dylan was in 48th place yesterday and slid into 7th with that nice $33,000 gain yesterday. Dylan was at the top of our XFA P&L list just a minute ago. And rounding out the bottom of the top 10 is you. You dropped from 4th place despite a $1,500 winner yesterday. He was in 6th place or 4th place yesterday. Dropped from 4th down to 6th. All right, here we go.
Oh, wow.
We got something special today.
What?
Here are our top 5 traders. Our top 5 traders are now all in the 100K club. Never happened
Yeah.
before.
There you go.
Hell yeah. 6 figures. Let's go.
The best of the best right here.
Yeah, baby.
Yep. All right,
Watch
Jerry.
out, S&P Capital.
Yeah, I know.
Oh
right?
yeah, Mike Bellafiore.
Up.
Mike
Yeah.
Bellafiore, we're coming for you. I like Mike. He's a good guy.
Yeah, he's great.
Uh-huh.
All right, Jerry. Jerry had that big $86,000 day yesterday that we just mentioned. Jerry was in 113th place yesterday and is now sitting comfortably in 5th. Where are we at? Adam held on to 4th for another day, spreading 23 grand around 3 XFAs. Daniel P., he was our 100K trader from yesterday. You remember that? Put up $104,000.
Oh, yeah.
He was on the list yesterday. He made that on Friday. I'm sorry, on Monday.
Hey, we got new lows.
Drawdown
JD.
yesterday.
JD,
Oh,
hey,
yeah,
new lows,
looking at
guys.
NASDAQ.
New lows.
I'm seeing it.
Coming in here on our lows, pressing on our lows. I just stayed right by our overnight lows. Right here, right now. Go ahead.
All right, then we've got where'd we leave off? Ivana moved up a notch after profiting $16,000 across a couple of XFAs. And our champion, the Slow King, Coach Dakota, more than 17 grand in the live account yesterday. He was our live funded P&L leader yesterday. Retained that top spot. He's pulling away a bit too. Sounded like he's hitting the links today. Very well deserved time off for Dakota. Nice job, bud. All right, that is it for today.
Thanks, JD. Guys, right on our lows right now.
On the lows. Look at some levels here. We're starting to see some levels, some trade ideas getting long down here in the 750s. 750 below. I mean, we're breaking through all these, boy. Yeah, all the long trade ideas in the NASDAQ, we've broken beneath those. ES, not as much.
Did we pause on them?
Say again?
Did we pause on them?
We paused. We were paused on them when we were consolidating there for the last like 15, 20 minutes around the 17,810 level, 1770 level, 770 level, 760s. When we were pausing, consolidating, we had a lot of long trade ideas there as a level for support, if you will. Initiate longs from there. We did just fall out from there. As far as levels beneath this, I'm not seeing much right now, Michael, on the NASDAQ. I'll look at S&Ps. But beneath these levels here in the NASDAQ, we don't have many levels. I'll take a look at.
I mean, we're below yesterday's low.
Yeah, we're below everything right now.
It's just pulling down here right now. Just trying to get an eye here on the dome here for the S&P and the NASDAQ, and I tell you, it's just it looks like a fair battle, but the sellers are in command here. Across the board, gold, S&P, crude,
everything's falling.
NASDAQ,
Yep.
all four. Seller day today,
JD,
boys and girls.
JD, what was the level that you had? I think it was actually a 17,300 ish area coming off your pattern, because this thing's continuing. Yeah, the measured move.
The measured move to the downside is 17,380. That's for both the diamond top formation and the double top pattern.
Nice recall, Michael.
Yes, and I'm going to need others, folks, here. If you guys are seeing any patterns, higher time frames, we don't want anything below like a 30-minute pattern, because anybody can come up with a 1 minute. Here's a pattern here, but if you see any pattern setups, share them in the higher time frames.
How about 15 seconds?
15 seconds. Yes, you're gonna be. That's a bear flag. That's a head and shoulders. That's.
Dragon under the tree.
Mm-hmm.
You know, earlier on the tilt, we had the longs were looking very healthy as far as the long positions, but looking at tilt right now, we've sort of reversed on all these markets, and the shorts are much higher than the longs here in the S&P and the Nasdaq.
We do a delta check with John real quick. See how delta's looking. I'm assuming. Yeah, a lot of those levels, Michael, we have are getting long. The 17,780, 770 level. And we fell out from there. I'm not seeing any headlines or anything. Gold selling. Everything's selling right now. Interesting.
I think it's selling. Isn't it weird how this morning everybody was saying longs on our. So that's the herd mentality that sometimes you gotta. Well, you just always got to pay attention to when everybody gets collectively thinking one direction. I don't know. I mean, the market goes with it and it goes against it. But
I mean, to be fair, we were looking for a reversal for a continuation into like what was it, 50 something 20 on ES, and we were nowhere near that. So you know, we never got there. So that was a bearish signal, right? So we were actually looking for the market to close above 51.25. It never got there, so it never managed to crack Asian high, and then it just went into
20s. Yeah.
The trade never came to us on that, but the bearish flag was right.
But that's okay.
Yeah.
Tell me about gold. Watch time says.
Yeah, Steph the trader. Y'all said long. LOL. Yeah. That's the information that's very, very valuable. We didn't take a house account trade on there because it didn't come up to the levels that Deanna was just talking about. Yeah. So just because you say something isn't an LOL. I don't know if you're LOL and somebody else or whatever that like. But I just want to talk when we're talking trader here. You're expressing what you're seeing in perspective and how it's setting up. And a majority of these inputs that came in was that direction. Now are all those folks?
And let's talk about that really, because LOL, everybody went to go long. Yeah, but there is a thing of chasing away from your level, which is what presumably why you LOL'd. We didn't do that, right? We didn't chase. We never saw the level that we were looking for, and then we stayed out of the house account, correct?
Yeah.
So that's not an LOL. That's just like not being an idiot and just going, oh, it's going short. Let's go short. We didn't have a level there.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah.
Come on, guys.
And the house account is a collective opinion and input from everybody. So this is not us. My personal account, I'm up $40 now. I was up 800.
Yeah.
I was down 800.
Get it.
I'm back to like there, but I can switch over on my screen, which we're not on it, but it doesn't matter. I can switch over to the house account. The house account is where you all 5,000-6,000 of you here are able to give us your thoughts and opinions. Today, a lot of the ones that we collected overnight that we have a process put into place from our live fund traders, we're looking to the long side. And it's a pretty hard sell-off all day. Try to firm up, but it just keeps selling off. So, yeah, welcome to the world of trading, I guess.
Yeah, this is like when we're trading at the prop shop, proprietary firm. I was talking trade ideas. They didn't come to fruition. Guess what? We didn't lose money on it. So, second best outcome.
Yeah.
You know, I was doing a big picture here on the S&Ps, and we haven't seen this level since February 21st. I mean, the trend on the S&P, positive all the way until just a little while ago, and now we're trending to the downside. Now, the question is this a continuation? Is there going to be anywhere where we can call support, resistance, support? I'd like to know where the pivot line is, but I haven't seen this since February.
So, Michael, let me ask you about this. Let's talk about this. So, all the levels that we got provided to us kind of have been exhausted, right? How do we recalibrate? How do we pivot from here when all the levels have been essentially exhausted in terms of trade ideas and levels? Where do we go from here? I guess we can all talk about this, I suppose. Well, none of the levels came into play. The trade ideas didn't really come to fruition, and we got about 22 minutes here left in the session, in our fast markets for the time being. But 4 more hours, 5 more hours left in the markets. How do we pivot from here? How do we reassess?
I mean, you look at the levels that it did pause on, and then we talked about retesting. John always mentions that, and today I was talking about when things retest. Right now, it just kind of it melted through a few of them.
Yes, it did.
We'll go back and retest. Join us for Power Hour because that's the end of the day, and then you can get a kind of a full glimpse. I always, even if you don't trade, stay in tune with what the market's doing all day and how it responds. Because the levels may not have held up now, but maybe they hold up if it comes back to retest it from underneath.
Isaac Rivera in here says, I like this. We reanalyze the charts after the close, then again pre-market, open tomorrow, and then determine new levels.
Yep. Top-down approach, weekly chart, daily chart, 4-hour chart, hourly, 30-minute, 15-minute, and then just see whether you can find new levels. So this is where having a systematic approach can help you a lot rather than going, now what? Well, you repeat the same thing that we repeated today. So we start on the larger time frame, drill downwards, and we try to make sense of it, mark up levels of interest, whether it's supply and demand, low volume nodes, high volume nodes, profile conditions, value area, all of that now will be available to us the next day. And that's why it's so important to make that daily plan every single day. So I never come to trade and go, oh, now what? No, you always see me go, start on the daily chart. Okay, what's happening here? So I have a little note here on my chart that I said trend exhaustion, possibly. So while I will still take long opportunities, I will also bail if they're not actually pushing the trades higher with the trend, because obviously we've been in this range now for a number of days. Then you go down to a 4-hour chart, and you do the same thing. So what have we got? We've got supply up here. We've got some demand here in the middle. We've got a more significant demand down here. So that's a range. Like all of that is just a part of analysis that you can use the next day. It's just you're going to have an extra candle to work with. And you have to incorporate that new piece of information into your next day's plan.
Love it. Good stuff here, guys. Great stuff, as I say all the time. Hey, shout out to Trade Sauce here in the chat with this very valuable comment. If you learn from this, don't listen to the host. Trade your own trade.
Yes.
Shout out to Trade Sauce.
Yeah.
Shout out to Trade Sauce for that.
Trade your own plan, guys. No matter what. We're trying to formulate. We're trying to formulate collectively the house account thing, but I'm still trading my own personal, thoughts and opinions on the direction of the market, as we all should, because there's no way you can't, and there's no way to trade longevity wise if you can't figure that part out first of your own game.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, all right, as we did make new lows in the equities, we're seeing a bit of a bounce. It's a dead cat bounce. I know people don't like that, but maybe a little profit taking, if you will. We're gonna keep an eye on those levels. Jack, let's hit Mr. Series 3 with the Series 3.
You couldn't escape without one of these MPs.
Yeah, let's
so
get
markets
them.
are moving, do it.
Yeah, I was reading on it last night. It's tough. I'm in the tough section. Unit 5 is tough right now.
He's in the thick of it.
System.
Well, this one was an economics-based question from it.
Oh, you got to get this one, Michael.
So let's see what we got. Demand elasticity exists when price change. I think it should be prices. Might have been asked there. A, result in little or no change in consumption or production. B, creates an increase or decrease in consumption. C, creates an increase or decrease in production. Or D, none of the above.
Demand elasticity is supply and demand. Elasticity is if a price change, does it change the demand of it? Like think gasoline. If a price change, it doesn't change the demand. It actually because you got to fill up and you got to eat. So I just read this one. So price change is if price change is not sensitive to the demand, it's inelastic. If price change is sensitive and changes demand,
pressure's on.
It's elastic. Yes, but what out of all these creates an increase or decrease in consumption? It's supply and demand. So I'd say none of the. I'd say none of the
it's
above.
Demand elasticity. So when prices change, all right, elasticity exists. You're almost there, Michael.
Hold on.
We'll
Hold on
get
really
you across
quickly.
the
Hold on
line.
really quickly. Jack, can we guys do a poll? We got to help make the community. Have the poll going right now.
Chat is already kicking it in, and it looks like, if you want me to give it to you, B is the
Not yet. Just put a poll in here. I want to get to this. This is actually a tough one, Jack. Go ahead, Jack.
This is a hard one. I hated these in school.
I'm adding a poll for it. Okay, so yeah, walk you through the economics. So you're almost there. So demand elasticity, as you mentioned, exists when prices change. So like if prices changed and demand is elastic, what would happen?
If prices change and demand's elastic, then in economics you'd substitute, like if it's live cattle prices well, how about this? If it's corn prices increase and you're a farmer that needs to feed cattle, you'd switch to oats or soybeans or whatever to find a cheaper substitute to feed your cattle.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where. So this is the tough one. This is very good. This is a very good one.
Do the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire rules and just do the poll the audience. I look at the poll right now. We'll give you a strong indication.
Creates an increase or decrease in consumption. Demand elasticity exists when price change. So price change creates an increase or decrease in consumption.
You had it, Michael.
I think I'm still none of the above because some supply and demand is what. So I don't know. I'm none of the above. You can get a 70% on this.
Let's see the answer here. It is.
You're right. You're right.
You were dancing around the answer in every way, Michael. Basically, if demand elasticity exists, when prices change, that means the amount people are consuming will change. Like you said, with gasoline is inelastic, so changes in price don't really change how much people buy. But with something like, I don't know, expensive chocolates or something like that, or items that you can do without, right? So it is B, and that's how we series 3.
Okay, good question, guys. That was awesome. That's helpful.
That was good. Hey, you had the right thought process. Boy, I was so terrible at inelasticity in school. Oh, I could not stand that portion. But it's real. Michael described it perfectly, but just didn't recognize the way it was worded. Shooter TX said. 100% Shooter TX.
Yeah.
When you do take the test, we'll make sure that the chat is open.
Yeah, right. I know. Thank you, chat. What was it? B, 61%? Hell yeah, guys. 9% of us or D. I was in the D. Yeah, I know. It's wording. They even tell you in the book when you start studying, they're going to manipulate the words and try to mislead you.
Which is lame, but whatever.
It is.
I
agree.
Well,
and these tests are always about that. It's always about.
Are we testing the knowledge? Or are we testing how you like? Yeah. Are we testing?
Well, hold on.
Question is written. Or are we testing the knowledge? That's my rant for the day. That's Andre's rant for the day.
Yep.
Thank you.
That's true.
There we go.
I shared that rant. I shared that same positioning, Andre, with Andrew, our corporate attorney. We have ones that do IP, and he's just kind of the corporate guy. And I went out to dinner with him. I'm like, this is bullshit. It says this stuff in here, and it says going to be. He's like, man, they're just preparing you so you can hear different things because it's how they like. He's passed a law. He's like in the bar, whatever. He's a lawyer. Passed the bar. He's like, the bar does the same thing. It tries to manipulate. So then you are better prepared. So it's not just like, I don't know, textbook. So it's actually put into like real questions that somebody may ask or something. I'm like, oh, I forget what he used, but it just made more sense.
Somebody in the chat is saying short life hacks. Said, I remember series 7 was all trick questions. It was BS, so I let the license expire. I the same thing. I had an RDR qualification, which is kind of a similar thing over here in the UK. And I was just like, when am I going to use that as a prop trader? Like, never. It's not that useful for what we do because we're looking at technical levels. And yeah, sure, it opened my eyes to some, correlations that maybe I wouldn't have noticed before. But apart from that, and there was like a section about options, and that was it. So the rest of it is all like regulation, taxation, compliance, and then a whole bunch of questions that I will literally never use as somebody who works in a prop shop. And so I was just like, yeah, whatever, man. I don't need this.
Well said, D. I don't understand what purpose it serves, but hey, I mean, You are learning something here.
I mean,
Crude
if you
keeps
want to
making
work
new
for an
lows.
asset management, if you want to work for an asset management firm, where you have to apply the portfolio theory, you have to report to investors and people who are not in the industry. Yeah, I can see the point, but for me personally, I'm just like whatever.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out to
So
Command.
that's
Bit of a bad day today.
Yeah.
Wish you all wonderful for the rest of the day. Shout out to Command. Keep us on, man. Shout out to the yes, I agree, Deanna.
So,
Hey,
so
Crude-
those that are tuning in for the first time, Series 3, what we do here is we provide these pop quiz. And you're like, why do you do them? We do them so you can have another layer of getting smarter and filling up the think tank in a different area. And then eventually, Top Step will be having like a little competition of sorts, combine, maybe Series 3 combine, of course. If you can complete this, we'll pay for your test. That's something that. But right now, Top Step people in-house are all practicing and getting familiar with things, but we're wanting to do it together with you guys. So there is a long tail to this that's going to be beneficial to everybody that's trading at Top Step to get that educational added to your LinkedIn or your resume that you're Series 3 passed. You already got the trading combine that you're managing risk. You can add that to your LinkedIn or your resume as far as getting risk management, understanding futures. So padding that resume.
Good stuff. Hey, new lows or not lows.
Yes.
Just seeing the sell off in crude. We
Everybody
right around
needs a good
$84.
resume.
Everybody needs a good resume.
Is that what he just hit me with his resume? Yes, crude trading around $84. Did tick beneath there, $83.97. Hey, we got a huge hello. Hey, real quick, we got a huge update here from one of our live funded traders. Solomon A. Solomon A is up $46,000 in their live account today as we speak. Thank you, Mick. $46,000 in their live account as we speak right now. And we're only 2 hours in this trading session. Holy moly. Thank you for that update, Mick. Solomon A up $46,000 in their live account today.
Trading that's one account
and keeps it.
Yeah, locks it up. I'd like to know what his position. I'd like to know what his position size is because that's one account putting up size, and that's really impressive.
Yeah. Holy moly, 46. That I don't know what the record is, but that's got to be up there, right? One day, one life, one account.
Yeah.
Somebody shooting size.
No,
there will be the time to just lock it up for the month. Take the profit and go have some time off.
What's our biggest in a day? Anybody have it offhand?
That's the biggest number I can recall offhand.
I feel like somebody made 60.
Like 75.
Oh, Kyle K. Kyle K was doing crazy numbers, wasn't he?
He was.
I still follow him. I follow him on Instagram. Dude travels all over. He's a wild dude.
He is. Danny trades 70K.
Danny trades that. Yeah, I think you're right.
Did he?
He was one of them.
All right, there you go. Big numbers. Shout out to Solomon K. If you're in the chat, at least let us know you're watching so everyone can show you some love. Big time numbers. Thank you for that update, Mick. Holy moly. It's like the market's been that volatile. New lows in crude here as we're trading $83.87. Just popped off the new lows, $83.83. Great year.
Someone poked it with a stick.
Someone poked it with a stick. Finally.
Hey, yeah.
Wake up. 83. Great year,
Welcome
Michael.
to the pod, crude oil.
We got trade around 50. Sorry, so we're seeing another consolidation here in NASDAQ and S&P's down a little bit as well.
8 a.m. Holy bananas. Solomon was up 4,800 at 8 a.m.
Yeah, you seeing this?
And now up 44,000 at 10 a.m.
What the hell is
If
that?
you could extrapolate that hourly rate.
Come close, he'll be up 200 grand. Yes, very impressive. Solomon, you caught Michael's attention here as he looked at the graphic, and he is now investigating deeper, as you can tell.
It's an NBA payroll sitting on the bench.
Yes, it is.
Right? Mm-hmm. I would be happy with 2K a day. LOL. Internet Explorer. Where have you been all my life? I hung out with you in the 90s, bro.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah. I would be happy with 2K. I know, me too. 2K a day is nice. But folks, if you have never taken a payout ever before, if you've never been funded before, don't focus on these numbers. Focus on scratch trading,
Yeah,
scratch
focus on
trading, scratch
ticks.
trading.
Focus on the number of ticks and then trade small until you get there. So, you can extrapolate backwards. How many ticks on a particular contract size would it take you to actually make 2,000 on average? And then just go and try to do the same in micros to remove the stress and to see whether you can actually do it. And then it's just a matter of slowly scaling up, making sure when you get yourself into a hole, not to keep getting yourself in a hole, but slow down, which is the hardest part to do. And just keep going. It's all about the ticks in the end. If you don't focus on monetary values, you will get there. It's all the same trade. It's just a different size contract.
All right. It's chop around. I always say chop around. It's let's say chop around. Just kind of barcoding here, which happens as we saw earlier. We'll take another leg lower. I'm sure the longs are accumulating here, but taking a look. You think the longs 50-50, nothing super heavy. We did see that 80% earlier, and then we did fall out of bed. Oh, I got a Delta update from John about 18 minutes ago. ES minus 5,500, NQ minus 5,500. So that was congruent with market direction, price action, I should say.
I was saying D lost me at extrapolate. Okay, I'll try not to use big words then, okay?
We do have about 3 minutes left here in fast markets. And all right, update on Delta. We'll keep tracking this throughout the day. Hopefully it plays out into power hour. Some we are tracking. But keep in mind, this is a bell-to-bell day. We have 2 more forums coming out for you. If you did miss the first one, any of them, we will have a chance for the tardy to the party, a little makeup, a mulligan, if you will. Tune into Slow Markets.
Breakfast ball.
A breakfast
What do you call
ball.
it? A breakfast?
There you go. Boy, well, you joined a country club. You learned all these terms, didn't you, Michael?
I'm really, really bad at golf.
Please tune into Slow Markets this evening from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. I will actually be joining Dakota this evening, trading the house account, trading some Nikkei, ES, NASDAQ. We'll see. We'll see what comes in, but I'm going to get a crash course in the Nikkei by one of the best traders here at Topstep, Mr. Dakota himself.
No, Andre. Best traders in the futures trading community. At this moment in time,
you heard it.
I'm calling it. And you're like, no, he's not. Tom put up more. If Dakota wanted to extrapolate his one account 20 times, he would be bigger than anybody in the industry. Period.
He said $2 million bucks. $2 million bucks.
Yeah, $2 million. Okay, like yeah. Okay, so yeah, you put the status symbol on their one account, because the other ones is like, how many accounts can you buy? You extrapolate it, and next thing you know, I'm a great trader. Doesn't make sense. So that goes back to my argument that you got to say your one account P&L and then be like, well, then I bought 20 accounts to add to it. So I'm done with this stuff, but you get the extrapolation. So
too many calls.
So Dakota's the best in the league.
Best in the league. Real quick, before we wrap this up, Deanna, thank you very much. Eddie, thank you very much. We're going to see more of them as the week and day progresses. New sellers here in crude, new lows. Looking back to this, we do have the group coaching form pinned to the top of the chat. Please get those questions in for group coaching in a little bit here today. We really appreciate that. We'll try to get to all of them, and we always do. We got about 1 minute left here. No house account trades today, Michael. We'll always keep those levels coming in. We're going to reassess daily. Looking to pull a trigger on these accounts because Topstep's going to be doing it bigger than everybody. We do real trades, real P&Ls, one account. That's how we do it. Michael, thank you for joining us. What are we up for? What's the final count today? $40. My man, you got lunch. That's a burger and Aspen right there.
Yes, it is.
That's a burger.
Yes, it is with no fries. Burger with no fries.
No fries.
Is that the going rate?
Yes.
It's up there.
Right there.
Right now,
there's
there's nobody here right now. You have the whole town to yourself. Nobody here.
Really?
It's the end of ski season. There's like 1 week left, but nobody comes. Nobody comes at April 17th to ski here. So
unless you're gonna hike it. All right. That was very, very enjoyable. Profitable. Yes, profitable as well. Great to see everybody. Stay tuned. It is a bell-to-bell day. We do have power players coming up. Get a load of this. This is on first. I have an Andre A joining us. So an Andre will be talking with an Andre who is joined by a Robert. So that's coming up on Power Players. I see Andre in the green room right now. Guys, that was exceptional. Michael, we're not going to see you for the rest of the day. Please leave us with some words of wisdom. Your rant count is up to 7 today.
No,
Can we make it 8?
No, I overstayed my welcome with rants. I'm exhausted. Everybody's annoyed. I'm
Apparently,
even
I
annoyed
did a
with my own
couple as
self.
well.
Even D got
I
in there
didn't
too.
realize. Yeah, I didn't realize
Yeah.
it was a rant though. I thought I was just like talking, and apparently
Yeah,
some people took it
We're
as a
just
rant.
that's
so
what
so
we
be it.
that's what we're
Okay.
that's what we're doing, Deanna. We're just talking.
Yeah. We're just-
All right, guys. Well,
Yeah,
appreciate
exactly.
that. Just hey, stay tuned with us. Bell to Bell Day. A lot more coming today. Don't forget, we got the Beige Book. We got a 20-year auction. Beige Book coming up. Power Players coming up with Andre A. We will be back right after this. Stay tuned. Let's get it.